Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another incredible Eves of Destruction Roller Derby doubleheader. The Eves of Destruction acknowledge and thank the Tsuk, Apache Dat, and Lekwungen people, also known as the Esquimalt and Songhees nations, for allowing us to play the sport we love and host our events on their traditional territory. We are honored to live on this land and are working toward reconciliation, decolonization, and building relationships in our communities. We, as guests, recognize the importance of their ongoing relationship with the land that continues to this day.
A few local organizations you can support are the Victoria Native Friendship Center, Indigenous Perspective Society, and Raven, Respecting Aboriginal Values and Environmental Needs. We are going to start by announcing our first team. We have the White Hot Intensity of 1,000 Suns skating in white. Number 0333, J. Scar Tolkien. Number 04, Leslie McGuire. Number 18, Your Mom. Number 23, Green Bean. Number 255, Pansy Dragoon. Number 3, Brawl Patrol. Number 33, Poison Dart Frog. Number 40, Wheels of Fortune. Number 404, Liability. Number 444, Slugs Bunny. Number 5, Florence the Machine. Number 7, Chan Go. Number 81, Blonde Tornado. And number 94, Morning Glory. On your bench, you have Brawl Patrol as your captain, Mill Street Bruisery as your alt. Bench staff is Snacks and Dita Von Terror.
Skating in blue, the Blue Crush Bluebies. Number 08, Polly Rocket. Number 19, Gravity Assist. 202, Lethally Blonde. 409, Jill Pickle. 438, Gorge Bush. 46, Hot Flash. 555, Chaos. 567, Pee-wee Sleighhouse. 710, V-Rex. 82, Ukulele. 903, 030, Mortal Wombat. 505, Flawless. 247, Ginger Snap. Bench staff, we have Bugsy. Emotional Cluster Truck. And if I missed you, give us a big wave. Batty bing, batty boom.
Our skating officials for this evening, our head ref is Hunky Dorky. Inside pack ref, Bobby Flair. Jam refs are Faffin' About and Rolando Furioso. Outside pack refs, we have Intervener, Bo Dito, Ohmed Lawbreaker, and Altus Slayer Moon. Do you want to do NSOs?
On our non-skating officials roster, head NSO tonight, D. Spencer. Penalty lineup tracker, Bruce Clues and left on red. Penalty wrangler, Bazooka Langley. Scorekeepers, Koala Mela and Velveeta Slicer. Scoreboard operators, Spacey Stacy. Penalty box manager, Time Bandit. Timers are Dutch Roll and Nailer Down. Thank you, officials.
That whistle means that we are 5 seconds to Derby. Both teams are lining up and ready to go. Both teams are off. Jamming for white, we have number 8. 1. Blonde Tornado. NATO comes out for lead.
Hot flash number 4-6, working hard at the front for initial passes. NATO's rounding for a first scoring pass.
Hot flash out now out of the pack. Both jammers in scoring position. NATO comes around for some points. Some lovely defensive work up front there by the blue team.
Frog with some offense in white for NATO, trying to help NATO with a second scoring pass. Success on the inside line, and 4 more points on the board for Blonde Tornado.
Your mom fighting hard at the front of the pack there. As NATO hits the back of the pack. Lovely defense by our blue team, number 438.
NATO with the tap of the hips calls off the jam, preventing Hot Flash from putting up any more points on the board. Final score for jam number 1 of this game, the Blue Crush Bluebees with 4 points, and our White Hot Thousand Suns 11 points. The Eves of Destruction wish to thank all of the outstanding sponsors that fund the gameplay you enjoy. As we tell you more about them tonight, consider if you too would like to help us keep rolling through 2025. Contact us at eodsponsorship@gmail.com.
We're going to have a quick time out here for the officials as we go over some scoreboard things, I believe.
For those of you just getting introduced to the Eves of Destruction tonight, you see 2 teams on the track, but this is actually a mashup of all of our hardcore skaters who've been working all season long to give you this showcase bout. They've split into 2 colors for your entertainment tonight with the help of a few other league mates. Let's give them all a hand after that first jam.
First one's always the hardest. Got to get those first jam jitters out. I was going to say. We have Hazel's Ice Cream on site. A family dream of ice cream. Visit their bike cart here tonight for local handmade ice cream bars. They are delicious. Still just waiting for our lovely officials to fill out a couple things. If you don't know, our officials are the skaters' biggest fan base. We love our officials. We could not play this game without them. So thank you for all the hard work they all do to let us play our derby. Do we know what the holdup is? Do we know what? What is this? No, we don't. Computers? We have a number of lovely vendors down here this evening. They're all down on the rink. You're welcome to come visit any number of them. We'll be calling them out as the day goes on. But come on down, get some crafts, some merch, and some food. That rolling window will end our official time out. We are back to Derby. Jamming for the white team, number 444, Slugs Bunny.
In blue, that's number 567, Pee Wee Sleigh House.
Oh, Slugs gets a nice line on the outside, but shut down by those blue blockers. Lovely tornado blocking going on there at the front of the pack.
Pivot Jill Pickle making a real tough time for white to get the jammer out of the pack.
Oh, one to beat at the front. Oh, but Flo and another skater up there putting up a good fight for that jammer.
That's Green Bean with the final say with the jammer at the front of the pack. Has to let them go as they hit out of play. And Pee Wee Sleigh House now eligible to score on their initial scoring pass.
Slugs still on their initial scoring pass, fighting hard against a full contingent of blue blockers at the front of the pack. Stretching that pack out.
Pee Wee with some nice contact. Sends Scar to the floor, finds a line on the inside, and is checking in with the bench. Sees that they're continuing to skate and score points. Refs are signaling a star pass, so the star has now been passed to Pivot Green Bean. Green is putting that on their head and eligible to score as well.
Blue team gonna call the jam off before Green Bean can come around for any points.
Couple of double 11s on the board, each team standing at 11 points. A tie game in the second jam. Looking like it might be a really close matchup that the Hardcores have put together for you tonight. So looking forward to some exciting roller derby.
No, that's okay. Jamming for your white team here, we have Pawpaw. Jamming for the blue team, we have Gorge Bush. Gorge Bush recycled by Froggy. Pawpaw fighting a full contingent of blue blockers at the front of the pack. Both packs pretty tight here just before turn one. Some good pushing by Pawpaw, and they almost make it out of the pack, knocked out by Chaos and drawn back.
Lead jammer has been given to white skater Brawl Patrol. Gorge Bush still looking to make their exit from the pack. Pawpaw fighting one blocker at the front, makes the exit, so lead was awarded, but Pawpaw did have to fight to get that initial pass after that lead was achieved.
We have some whistles and some penalty calls, sending some blue blockers to the box, and the star has been passed to the blue Pivot Chaos, just exiting the pack now.
That call on skater Gravy was directional. All skaters must be skating in gameplay direction in order to make contact. If you make contact with impact on the way backwards through the pack, you are entitled to a trip to the penalty box.
Allies Integrated Health. Healthcare that sees you. Visit alliesintegrated.health.
Now on the jam line in white, 04, Leslie McGuire. Leslie's first jam of the night as jammer.
In blue jamming, we have Polly Rocket. Polly Rocket knocked to the outside.
Multiplayer block being called on Skate Bush, number 903.
Oh,
Giving white a small pack advantage, which leads them to lead jammer status. That's Leslie McGuire with lead jam and rounding for a first scoring pass.
Polly Rocket still in their initial, fighting up with the pack at the front. Some lovely inside footwork by Leslie McGuire, getting through on their second pass.
Polly Rocket with some really aware work on the line, held the outside line as one white blocker attempted to draw Polly back. That's Rocky. Polly Rocket is a Rocky, and Rocky is fighting the inside line at the front and makes it out on her initial pass.
Some really good track awareness shown there by Polly Rocket, knowing exactly where to step back in after being knocked out.
In a world filled with mass-produced stuff, connect with what you consume with Driftwood Brewery. Visit their bar and patio nearby on Viewfield Road or on site here tonight.
Going into Jam 4, we have a full contingent of blockers for both teams. Jamming for the white team, that's number 444, Slugs Bunny.
Mortal Wombat in blue.
And that's our whistle. Both
Black
teams.
pack sucks back onto the white jammer, making it a little bit more difficult to put the energy into starting off on the jam. A little bit of jammer contact at the back, and a direction of gameplay has been issued to Mortal Wombat, leaving white with a power jam. Opportunity to score unopposed.
Blue team doing a lovely job of reforming and avoiding the offense. This is the first power jam of this game.
Penalties are 30 seconds long from the time that the jammer or offending skater sits in the penalty box. Just to check in, that is Slugs Bunny with lead jammer status for white. An opportunity to score while Mortal Wombat serves their penalty. Some offense on the inside. I mean, Slugs Bunny goes unopposed on that scoring pass. Jam ref signaling 4 points for Slugs on that first scoring pass.
Blue jammer now released from the box and hitting the back of the pack. Well, the pivot for the blue team takes a seat in the box for a penalty.
Slugs Bunny with another 4 points on the board. Lots of action in the pack at the moment as Mortal Wombat is being signaled not lead jammer.
Mortal Wombat with the pelvic cover in hand, therefore not in scoring position. Now it is on their hat and they're ready to go.
Mortal Wombat now on a scoring pass, receiving a little bit of offensive help from Chaos with the pivot helmet cover on.
Lovely hit out there by Your Mom on the outside.
Destruction of gameplay penalty being issued to pivot Chaos for Blue, shortening Blue's defense a little bit.
Slugs Bunny continues to rack up points this jam. They are up to 16 points. I believe that is our highest scoring jam to date.
Referees just checking in on how many points to issue to Blue. 16 points for the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns brings their total score to 35.
That name is a mouthful. I don't know who came up with that.
And jam ref for Blue indicating 0 points on the scoring pass for Mortal Wombat. So they're held to 11 at the end of jam 5.
The Accounting Agency, a trusted partner for your financial future. Visit theaccountingagency.ca.
Quick wrap up on that official review, and we now see Hottie on the jam line for Blue, dancing a little for us to let you know who she is, and Paw on the line for white.
Both jammers off. Pawpaw takes a lovely inside line and takes lead jammer.
Blue with 2 blockers down means that Hot Flash has a little bit of a more difficult time on that initial pass, a little bit less offense available as Pawpaw skates up onto the pack on their first scoring pass.
Ginger
Wallace and Uke making a wonderful 2-wall at the back and making Pawpaw's life hard.
Ginger snapped, takes a seat in the penalty box for a directional penalty. Chaos now released from the penalty box. Hopefully we'll clear that box and keep it empty for a little while. Pawpaw coming around for their scoring pass. Just as Hot Flash makes it out the front of the pack.
Chaos fighting super hard at the front to stay in front of Pawpaw. Uke trying to back up, but Pawpaw now out with 4 points for white.
Some lovely offensive work by NATO there at the front of the pack to allow Pawpaw to pick up those points and skate on through.
Hot Flash is putting on a real fight tonight against those white blockers. NATO with the drawback means Hot Flash has to reset behind NATO.
Beautiful skate work there by Pawpaw at the front of the pack, trying to get knocked out by the blue skaters, but stayed in bounds twice.
Star pass has been made successfully to pivot Chaos, who has just the jammer at the front of the pack to pass. Pawpaw calls that off before Chaos gets an opportunity to score.
That is 2 16-point jams in a row for the white team, bringing our score to 47, 51 for white, 14 for blue.
Lots of back wall starts tonight as the blockers fight to oppose the jammers' quickly off the jam whistle. 5 seconds called gravity assist jamming for blue. That is Scar for white. Those 4 whistles mean the officials are going to call an official timeout, which of course gives us some time to talk about our sponsors. Parkway Physio. Reduce pain, improve mobility, and get back to what you love. Thank you, Parkway Physio.
That is the end of the official timeout. Rolling whistle means we are back to Derby.
Scar giving a little bit more space on the lineup at the jam line. That's Gravy for blue, jamming against the 3 white blockers tripod. A little bit of recycling for white. Allows Scar out the front of the pack for lead jammer.
That is 5 lead jams in a row for the white team. Gravy with the helmet cover in hand, knocked to the outside by Poison Dart Frog and recycled just slightly. Gravy still in their initial scoring pass.
White pack is really holding that outside line, giving Gravy trouble. Gravy making a little trip to the outside, though. Does find their way past Leslie McGuire at the front of the pack and now eligible to score for the blue team.
Scar gonna call that off before Gravy can pull off any points. We have number 18, your mom, lining up as jammer for the white team.
I think you mean the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns.
Yeah, that is exactly what I meant. Lining up for blue.
Pee-wee Slayhouse. Seen Pee-wee a couple of times this evening. Your mom making quick work to the front of the pack, hits
but called on a back block and heading to the box. It'll be a power jam for the blue team with no lead assessed yet.
Pee-wee fighting against NATO, and Green Bean at the front of the pack is driven to the inside line. Must reset behind the skater that had advantage there and drove them out of the pack.
Some nice offense there by number 1-5, allowing Pee-wee to get through some blockers.
V-Rex with assistance to Pee-wee, pushed through the pack, but Pee-wee still not out of the pack. Those white blockers doing a fantastic job recycling and ensuring that Pee-wee is given a tough time.
A nice hit out by Green Bean there on the outside as Pee-wee almost made it through those white blockers. Some beautiful tornado blocking going on here by the white team. Your mom out of the box and gets out of the pack. Not given lead, though.
Because your mom had a penalty off the start of that jam, she was not eligible for lead jammer status, but is eligible to score after an initial pass.
We do have Pee-wee now going to the penalty box as well as your mom following close behind, so this will be a jammer change-out.
If you see 2 jammers heading to the box at the same time, 1 jammer will sit until the second sits down. The second jammer will serve the identical amount of clock time for their penalty before being released. This is to keep gameplay both fair and rolling quickly. Pee-wee Slayhouse back in the pack action.
Your mom following close behind, takes an inside line and makes it through the pack almost untouched.
Your mom was on a scoring pass, so has posted 4 points up for white. Pee-wee Slayhouse now out of the pack, declared not lead jammer, as this will be a 2-minute jam, and at 2 minutes it is called off.
That was an exciting jam. A lot happened in that one.
Definitely a lot of action. Final score in the end, that was 8 points on the board for white, and no points for the blue team.
Roller Girl, Western Canada's top roller skate shop since 2003. Put some wheels on your feet. We have a team timeout, blue. That means that the team is just gonna hang out and talk about some things. In the meantime, we can also talk. Do you wanna get the next one?
Visit the Eves of Destruction's exclusive food truck vendor, Los Panas Kitchen. Venezuelan food right outside right now. I tried them earlier this season, and I can say that that food is delicious. So that food truck is Fanny recommended.
Fanny recommended. Fanny approved? If you're new to Derby, each team is allotted a team timeout for each half of the game, as well as what we would call an official review for each half of the game. 3 timeouts per game? I stand corrected. It is 3 timeouts per game, not 1 per half. I think I've only ever taken 1 a half. Crazy. Good thing Fanny's here and knows the rules.
All right, we are back on. 5 seconds has been called. Leslie McGuire skating in white as jammer. Chaos in blue. I believe this is Chaos's first turn as jammer without the pivot cover on.
Oh,
Chaos making quick work up the line for lead jammer status for blue. Much needed lead jammer status at this point in the game.
A nice little apex hop there by Lizzie McGuire, and they get out as well, just as Chaos hits the back of the pack.
White pack set up with a solid tripod defense, as well as an extra skater there to defend if Chaos happens to slip by. That's Frog with some excellent defense, leading Chaos into Flo's path.
Beautiful star pass there by the white team. Lila, now your jammer of record for white.
Chaos has posted 4 points for blue and sneaks by on the inside line, but does take a tumble. Safely makes it through though, and another 4 points added to blue's total this jam.
Poison Dart Frog attempting some offense there, but unable to clear a lane for Lila, pushing up at the front of the pack. Chaos with some beautiful footwork, sliding in backwards and calling it off. Visit the Get Your 50/50 tickets now. The draw will be during the halftime of the last game of the day. You could leave richer than you arrived. This evening, our 50/50 tickets can be found at the merch table. It is cash only. I believe there is an ATM over at the grocery store if you need to acquire cash.
We find ourselves in another official timeout, just getting some things sorted before we resume gameplay. We will introduce our jammers as 255 Pansy Dragoon in white and 438 Gorge Bush, aka Gorgie in blue.
Full contingent of blockers here on the track.
A little bit of a pivot line start for blue as Scar skates up to bridge that pack, allowing gameplay right off the hop. Pansy Dragoon making an approach to the front wall formed by blue.
Gorge Push doing some nice work at the back of the pack. Oh, only 2 to beat now with the white team, Pawpaw and
Shan Go joining the 2 blockers at the front. NATO, Pawpaw, and Shan making a brilliant cycling tripod, but they are called out of play. Illegal contact being called to white 7 Shan Go as Gorge Bush is issued lead jammer status and is approaching on a scoring pass.
We have a star pass for the white team. Your jammer of record is number 0333 now.
A little bit of a demonstration in one-on-one blocking performed by Blonde Tornado, making things difficult for Gorge Bush, who does decide to call it off and takes those 4 points in that jam, bringing the total for blue to 27 points. White held to 63.
We've had a number of star passes this far. If you are unsure, there is only one person that the star can be passed for. That is our pivot, and they are the ones wearing the stripe helmet cover.
White starting with a small pack disadvantage. Shango serving the remainder of her penalty in the box. But Slugs Bunny is really making some solid work against Blue's defense. Fast footwork, moving that line forward. 030 Mortal Wombat also fighting against solid defense, but is making progress up the inside.
Slow moving pack here, just passing this turn 2 as Mortal Wombat pulls out with lead.
Back block penalty issued to a white skater who now heads to take their turn in the penalty box. Chaos
nice drawback by
drawback.
Chaos. Sorry.
Mortal Wombat takes the outside path and picks up offense from Chaos, but does take a seat due to one of the hits from White's defense. Slugs Bunny, not lead jammer, is now on a scoring pass, but does get 0 points as blue jammer calls it off.
Visit the roller derby moms table in the vendor village for souvenirs and support our junior roller derby travel. Another official timeout right now.
Ukulele starting the dance party behind the jam line. Brawl Patrol adds a little bit of a head nod. Might be drawn into that dance party though.
This is Yuki's first jam, starting as our jammer. They have been a pivot, but they have not jammed as of yet. Yuki goes up against Paw Paw for the white team.
One blocker in the box for white means that there's a small pack disadvantage, but Brawl Patrol is okay with that. Finds the lead jammer status for this jam. Chased down by Uke.
Little bit of jammer on jammer right off the line there. Paul just gave Uke a little bit of a nudge and then opened up a lane for themselves. Paw going to pick up a couple points and call it up before Yuki can pick anything up themselves.
Straight and narrow. At the end of every adventure, the greatest reward is a refreshing beverage with friends, both old and new.
Our current score with the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns at 64. Blue Kush Bluebies at 33.
Blue pack rolling back to the back line to sit on white.
Rocket jamming for blue up against 555 there.
That's Scar and your mom, as well as Flo providing defense for white. Gorge Bush looking to provide O for Rocky, but Rocky takes a knee to the inside line. Dragoon fighting the pack at the back with a little bit of help from Blonde Tornado. Gets that pack moving forward. Rocky with lead jammer for the Blue Crush Bluebies. And now eligible to score as 555, that's Chaos, is whistled a penalty and heads off the track. Goon still fighting hard against that difficult blue defense, but does manage the star pass. That's Blonde Tornado now jamming for white. Speedy legs means Tornado is already around for a scoring pass. Sneaks an inside line and picks up all 4 points stolen on that jam.
That'll be a 4-4 jam.
Our amazing crew of dedicated officials is one of the Eves of Destruction's biggest assets. From non-skating officials to on-skates officials, they make it possible for us to all enjoy this sport that we love so much. Speak to any official or Eves of Destruction member to find out how you too could be a part of this awesome crew. One blocker in the box for blue, and that's a little bit of an advantage for Slugs Bunny, who's now approaching that initial pass. Keeps those feet in bounds and is issued lead jammer status. Mortal Wombat continues the fight against white in the middle of the pack.
Mortal Wombat doing some lovely pushing at the front of this pack, but Poison Dart Frog and Morning Glory not giving up any space. A little bit of offensive skating there by Chaos, trying to help Mortal Wombat get out the front. Pack stretching out here as Mortal Wombat pushes hard and makes it through on their initial pass.
Chaos playing some smart gameplay, holding Shan out of the defensive equation for white meant that Mortal Wombat had the opportunity to push that white defense further forward and out of play to gain that initial pass. Result of that was to hold white to only 2 points on that jam. Total score now stands at Blue Crush Bluebies 37 points and the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns with 70.
We have Gravy lined up for the blue team up against Leslie McGuire for white. Leslie McGuire finds an inside line, skates through, picks up lead, Gravy close behind and picking up speed. Leslie not going to mess around with that, calls it off.
Parkway Physio, reduce pain, improve mobility, and get back to what you love.
Thank you. I'm finding it really hard because our numbers are out of order, so I keep looking for the number at 0, and I'm like...
4 blockers on the track for each team as the penalty count has remained fairly low during this first half. 5 seconds called. Scar and Hot Flash having a little chit-chat before the whistle goes, but now is business. Hot Flash is looking up that outside line, gets the nods from the officials, and is issued lead jammer status for blue. Scar still fighting blue defense at the back of the pack, looks for help from offense.
Hot Flash comes on in, hits the back of the pack, stopped by all 3 blockers for the white team. Little bit of a knockout there by your mom, but Hot Flash manages to stay in bounds. White jammer now out on their initial pass. Hot Flash looking for some points, gonna make it through the pack and call it before the white jammer can make it through.
Hot Flash has a really great ability to keep her skates on the floor and moving forward through the pack. Difficulty for jammers is often when they feel frozen in a tripod and unable to progress forward. So jammer who can keep their feet moving is really doing themselves a favor. Great job, Hottie.
Salt Chuck Pies, don't be shy, say hello to Pie. Grab them from their Bay Street location or in our vendor village here tonight.
Another 10 skaters on the track for you and nobody in the penalty box. Slugs Bunny approaching a blue defensive wall at the front with a little bit of help from Green Bean. Green Bean watching to keep pack. Slugs working the front against Pee-wee, V-Rex, and Wombat. You coming back for a little bit of offense. Picks that liability to try to help Gorge Bush on the initial pass, but Slugs Bunny is the first one out and issued lead jammer status.
Gorge Bush pushes hard, makes it out of that pack on their initial. Slugs going to skate through and call it off before Gorge Bush can get close to any points. See if Slugs managed a couple points there. I see, nope. Zeros in the air. Both skaters held at 0 points that jam. Lining up now, we see Gravy once again up against Paw Paw. All 4 blockers on the track for both teams.
Lots of smiles on the track tonight as we're reminded that these players are almost all teammates, all hardcore skaters with a few friends. Whistle goes and Pawpaw is off near the front of the pack. Gravy with some line work, but is just knocked out to the inside line. Gravy's moving those feet rapidly though and is working hard against White with a little bit of offense from Chaos is lead jammer for Blue. So Blue with a little bit more momentum on the lead jammer status is closing that score.
Pawpaw drawn back there by one of the blue skaters. Up against 3 skaters at the back of the pack. Pawpaw still on their initial pushing hard. Meanwhile, Gravy knocked out of the front of the pack by NATO. Lovely knockout and drawback. Some good work by NATO there with some good pack awareness.
Poison Dart Frog now jammer for the white team, working hard on that initial pass, having taken the star from the original jammer. Quick footwork on the outside line, and that initial pass is complete.
Nice little hop there by Poison Dart Frog to stay in bounds despite some hard defense.
White, with the help of Blonde Tornado, did a great job at taking that momentum away from Gravity Assist. So Gravity Assist does decide to call the jam off. Did get all 4 points on that jam and closes that gap just a little further. Score stands at 45 points for Blue and no points for, yes, I'll say it again, the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns.
We are lined up once again because that is how Derby goes. We got Your Mom for the white team up against 0-8. That is Polly Rocket for our blue team. Your Mom at the front of the pack pushing hard. And Polly here against 3 blockers at the back of the pack. That'll be Flo and Green Bean fighting them hard.
That's Scar wearing the pivot cover for White. A little bit of offense to get the blue pack moving forward does mean Your Mom with a successful lead jammer status and now approaching for points. V-Rex, Uke, and Hot Flash trying hard to defend against those points. Scar coming in for some offense to help Your Mom out though. And Your Mom does find the outside line and completes that first scoring pass. That's 4 points on the board for White. The first points in a while for White, if I'm correct.
I believe so, yeah. This is your mom's first game back after a long rest away, and they are skating beautifully. Lovely to see them back on the track and jamming.
Star pass completed means Jill Pickle, jammer for blue.
Thank you, everybody. Love keeping our skaters safe. We'd like to remind you that there will not be anybody walking around with 50-50 tickets this game. You do need to get up and move yourself to the merch table. They do have tickets there. 50-50, you could leave richer than you arrived.
And the draw will be held during halftime of the second game tonight. And don't forget, the tickets are cash only.
We are going to line up here again and continue on with Derby. We have one blocker for each team in the box. That's going to be a 3-on-3 start for both teams. A little bit of confusion here, but they figure it out before the whistles, which means everybody gets to skate. We have number 255 for the white team. That will be Pansy Dragoon up against 567 for blue, Pee Wee Slayhouse. There's our 5 seconds as everybody gets in position and ready to play.
Just 2 tripods at the start of this jam. Jammers may have to struggle a bit on their own without the offense from that 4th skater. White pack being pushed forward by Pee Wee Slayhouse's muscle at the front of the pack. Dragoon fighting similarly at the back, but those tripods are holding tight. It really goes to show how difficult jamming can be when you don't have offensive help. That box will clear out shortly. That's Green Bean coming in from the box to help out Dragoon. Gravity assist, and Gorgie providing some excellent defense just as a 2-wall until Mortal Wombat came back in to assist.
Both teams now at 4 blockers on the track. This is a grind. We haven't made it past turn 1, and we are almost a minute into this jam. No lead assessed as of yet. And just as I say that, we have lead assessed to Pee Wee Slayhouse for the blue team. Pansy Dragoon with the helmet cover in hand, pushing through on their initial still. A lovely helmet cover pass there to Lila Ability, who is now your jammer for the white team.
Gorgie drags back Dragoon as an offensive measure, but is called out of play. Referees call no pack. Skaters from the back must skate up to allow play to continue.
Blue team gonna call that off. I think that was a 4-0 jam for blue. Our score currently 75 for the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns, up against 49 for blue crush bluebies.
Another empty penalty box heading into this next jam. Familiar faces on the line. That is Paw Paw for white and Hottie for blue. 5 seconds whistled and the jam is called to start. Paw Paw is feistily fighting at the front of the pack. Multiplayer block called on one of blue's defenders as Hottie makes that initial pass on the inside line and achieves lead jammer status. Raw Patrol has 1 blocker, 2 blockers to beat at the front with help from NATO also clearing and making an initial pass.
Some really nice offensive work there by NATO to allow Papa to get through the front of the pack there.
Hot Flash now scoring. No help from their offending players, though, as 2 of them now seated in the box does call the jam off to prevent scoring as we close out this this first half of the game.
That will be halftime. This is a perfect time to get yourself some food, some lovely merch, and those 50-50 tickets. We'll see you back in just under 15 minutes. are just about ready to get into our second half of this game. If you are just joining us, we have our hardcore and friends on the track for this first game. In white, we have the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns, sitting at 75 points. In blue, we have Blue Crush Bluebies, sitting at 51 points. Just waiting for our teams to get in setting, and that rolling whistle means we're ready to go. Starting off this second half, our blue jammer is going to be Chaos, going up against NATO for the white team. Both jammers working on an outside line and shut down by some blockers. NATO pulls out lead, though. Chaos drawn back by those white blockers, now pushing up at the front of the pack. We got some whistles and some penalties called. NATO with some lovely footwork on the outside, hops on through that pack, picking up all 4 points.
Just 2 blockers on the track for white right now. Flo and Poison Dart Frog, with Flo initially bridging but having to let that jammer go. Now we've got 3 on the track for white. Chaos not lead jammer but approaching on a scoring pass as the defense set up.
NATO with your lead, choosing to let this jam run, picks up some points with some outside work yet again. Chaos in the pack in scoring position, pushing up against Poison Dart Frog. Oh, some lovely footwork there by Chaos, picks up 4 points.
NATO whipping off of Flo to get around the outside of the pack, steps out of bounds, calls off the jam, recognizing that she could legally re-enter.
We have an official review called by the blue team. For those of you who are new to Derby, an official review means that the team can ask for a call to be reviewed. Typically speaking, they are trying to get a skater of the opposing team either sent to the box on a penalty or trying to free one of their skaters from the box. Our lovely officials will take some time to hear their plea, and then they'll talk amongst themselves to see if anybody saw the call and if anything can be changed.
Safe to say that blue is requesting a penalty on one of the opposing skaters. There are no penalties for either team no skaters in the penalty box for either team at this point in the game. Score review, we have 55 points for the Bluebies and 90 for intensity of 1,000 suns. 45-point differential is not something that can't be made up in a half of a game, but it does require a lot of lead jammer status and extra work.
We're going to go to the mic. Do you want a mic down there? We're going to hear from our head ref here what the official review is all about.
Blue team is looking for a cut call on blue blocker, on white jammer, cutting on blue blocker 438. We're going to discuss this and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Thank you, officials, for your diligent work and clean eyes. While we wait for the officials to deliberate, you can get yourself some Hazel's ice cream. A family dream of ice cream. Visit their bike cart here tonight for local handmade ice cream bars. A little bit of a dance party starting out here. The Bluebies are starting us off.
You can always count on Yuke to join in on the dance party, blocker dance party, but Yuke is up there anyways with that jammer star on her head. Apparently a headstand is in order. Thank you, Yuke.
Got some fancy moves, both on and off the track, Yuke.
Now there will be some MVP awards at the end of this game. I don't know if gymnastics or the like is up for consideration for MVP, but let's just be grateful that Yuke brought that to the table.
Ref's ready to give us some info.
Okay, thank you. Pardon me, I needed to figure out how this mic works. So blue does not retain their official review. There was no cut call on the white jammer. And so blue does not, there's the no call stands. Blue does not retain their official review. Pardon me. Thank you.
Thank you, Hunky Dorky, for filling us in on the request and outcome.
We have Yuki jamming in blue for up against Slugs Bunny in white. Whistles blown, both jammers are off. Slugs Bunny makes it to the front of the pack first. Yuki fighting in the back. Some good footwork there by Yuki, takes an inside line and gets lead. Slugs Bunny fast behind. We have a jammer race going on here, friends.
So those close jammer races out the front of the pack sometimes means that it is not the lead jammer who is out front. Slugs Bunny was issued lead jammer status, but that is now a lost lead jammer status as Slugs heads to the penalty box. Uke still on track, scoring points in that first scoring pass. 4 points on the board, but again, not your lead jammer this time.
This is the 10th power jam for blue team. Yuki pulling out some points and continuing on. Canoeing, I believe that was, through the jam.
You can see an offensive setup for Uke on the inside line. A couple of white blockers removed from the equation, but they do quickly reform up at the front. A tripod of depth for Uke to face off against. Scar bridges that defense so that 2 blockers can continue to challenge Uke. But Uke does make it past Bean and Your Mom for another scoring pass. 4 more points, and that's 12 points on the board for blue. Slugs has just slipped back onto the track and made their initial pass, made their first scoring pass. 4 points on the board for white.
Oh, Uke gets called on a penalty and is going to head to the box. That means that Slugs is now on a power jam. With 20 seconds left on the jam clock, we'll see how many passes they can make. Slugs calls for offensive sweep, pulls an inside line, knocked out there by number 710, and
That's
a lovely
T-Rex.
drawback. White team does a good job of stopping the run back.
That jam ends on a penalty called to, oh, maybe I missed it. Oh, Slugs Bunny. So we have both jammers in the box at the start of the next jam. Uke to be released relatively immediately. Uke has been released, so blue will start with a jammer on the jam line with a power jam opportunity off the next whistle.
White will have a 1 blocker advantage on the track. We're going to have a quick official timeout as we go over some jammer timing in that swap out. I imagine our officials just want to be very sure that we are starting on a power jam.
Some intense discussion amongst the blue blockers with their jammer Mortal Wombat at the back of the pack, making plans on how to take advantage of the upcoming power jam opportunity. While they do that, we will let you know about Straight and Narrow. At the end of every adventure, the greatest reward is a refreshing beverage with friends, both old and new. Thank you, Straight and Narrow, for your sponsorship.
Slugs Bunny got that penalty at the very end of that last jam. That means that they skated an entire 2-minute jam and then sat in the box and is going to have to come out and skate some more. Our jammers always have to work on their endurance because sometimes they work hard.
As a skater who loves plays on words and funny puns, naming myself Fanny in the pack, I want to let you know a little information I acquired from Mortal Wombat when she first picked her derby name. Mortal Wombat is a fun play on words, but I asked and I got express consent to call them Mortal Wombat anytime I want to, and I'm just spreading the word that Mortal Wombat is an appropriate option for the jammer on the jam line at this moment.
Looks like our officials are just about done their discussions.
No changes to the penalty box, so this will be a power jam for your Blue Bees. Mortal Wombat about ready to set off on that whistle. 4 white blockers opposing the power jam and 3 blue blockers on offense at this time.
That whistle starts us off. Mortal Wombat up against Liability first with some nice offensive plays there by Flawless.
Flawless doing a 1-2 offense to help Mortal Wombat through the pack. Blue is setting up their defense, ready to receive the jammer who's exiting the penalty box. That's Slugs Bunny returning to the track. Mortal Wombat has achieved lead jammer status and is eligible to score as Liability heads to the penalty box.
Oh, nice hit out on the outside there. Mortal Wombat is going to be drawn back to the front of the pack, or back of the pack rather.
Glory having success with the drawback, but was issued a low block penalty on that hit to Mortal Wombat, so did go to the penalty box after that contact. Mortal Wombat calls off the jam and prevents any scoring for the white team.
Mortal Wombat freezing 2 blockers for the white team as well.
Scoreboard showing a 4-0 jam for the Blue Bees. Again, closing that gap, we have 71 on the board for the Blue Bees and 101 for the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns.
Roller Girl, Western Canada's top roller skate shop since 2003. Put some wheels on your feet. And we are off. We have Gorge Bush jamming for the blue team up against Les for the white.
That was Scar and Pawpaw defending at the front of the pack for white, but Scar was issued a multiplayer block. You cannot join hands linked to one another's arms or clothing in any sort of way. The jammer must be able to exit your blocking on their power, so no links can be formed. 1 blocker on the track, Liability for white, providing a little bit of defense before returning, or a little bit of offense before returning to defense. Handling Gorgie at the back of the pack, all on her lonesome.
If there's only 1 blocker on the track, you do not want it to be Liability. They are a fierce blocker.
Lila with the contact to Gorgie does draw a penalty and will head to the penalty box. There is now again 1 blocker on the track for white. Scar did exit the box at the end of that jam, so there will be 2 blockers in the box for white once again at the start of the next jam, and another opportunity for blue to take advantage with a quick lead jammer status.
Get your 50-50 tickets now. The draw will be during the halftime of the last game of the day. You can leave richer than you arrived. Just a reminder that our 50-50 tickets will not be walking around today. You got to go to our merch table. It will be cash only. Help support our roller derby.
2 blockers on the track, as said before, for white. Green Bean rushing to join Poison Dart Frog so that those 2 blockers actually take their spot on the track. Working hard against Pee Wee Slayhouse, who's jamming in blue.
That is your mom jamming in white. Poison Dart Frog doing some lovely defense up at the front of the pack there.
BRAWL Patrol comes in with some offense for your mom. Your mom is given lead jammer status even as she falls to the outside line. Did not pass anybody illegally on that initial pass, so is given lead jammer status. Pee Wee Slayhouse outside of the pack too, and eligible to score, meaning your mom says, heck no, let's call off that jam and not risk any opposing points.
We have an empty penalty box here for the first time in a few jams, so we will have a full contingent of blockers on the track for both teams. Lining up for white, we've got number 255, that is Pansy Dragoon, up against 08 Polly Rocket.
Both Rocky and Dragoon having multiple opportunities as jammers tonight. Flawless setting up on the inside line, makes a little bit of an offensive move to get Rocky some momentum on the track. White team is doing an excellent job reforming their tripod. Rocky's mixing it up a little bit, getting them to scramble, but they are holding tight and preventing an initial pass.
Oh.
Dragoon on the outside line with some contact to gravity assist. Gravy falls to the ground as Dragoon resumes the attempt at the initial pass. Rocky out facing against NATO and Shan. Difficult wall if I've ever seen one, but does squeeze past on the inside line for lead jammer status. That's another lead jammer status for blue as they continue to close that less than 30-point gap now.
White jammer now with the helmet cover in hand, still working on their initial pass. Up against Gravy Assist, some lovely offense by NATO there, attempting to help them out of the pack. Blue jammer picks up some more points. We have a helmet cover pass to the white pivot, who is now your jammer for white. Blue jammer knocked out by NATO on the outside.
NATO showing excellent force throughout this game, has delivered a lot of jammers either out of bounds or to the floor, and continues to contain Rocky on the outside line. Flawless offers some help, meaning that Shan has to do a little bit of one-on-one, but that's NATO again at the front of the pack with Shan maintaining contact with the jammer. Shan finishes off the move to the inside line, and Rocky will have to reset again behind any blockers who had advantage in that moment.
White jammer Scar knocked to the inside by Gravy Assistant, drawn back, but now pushing at the front of the pack. No pack is called. All blockers move forward to try to recreate pack. Both jammers here pushing hard against some tripods. Blockers not letting them get anywhere. The Accounting Agency, a trusted partner for your financial future. Visit theaccountingagency.ca.
Once again, I'm going to mention your 50/50 tickets available now. The draw during the halftime of the second game. They are cash only at our merch booth, so please make sure you head on over before you miss your opportunity. Returning to the track, we have 4-on-4 blockers and 2 jammers on the track for each team. Slugs Bunny facing off against 4 blockers at the front of the pack. Chaos in blue jamming for the Bluebies against a difficult tripod. Gorgie providing some offense on the inside line, but Leslie McGuire says no, but you will not pass. Leslie does pick up a direction of gameplay penalty for that contact as Chaos with some footwork is issued lead jammer at the front of the pack.
Ginger snaps with a lovely knockout on the outside there and a drawback on the white jammer.
Skaters can only play within 20 feet of the pack, so anytime you see a skater try to draw a jammer back more than 20 feet, they will be called out of play and must return to the pack.
Chaos through for some points. Slugs with the helmet cover in hand, still pushing on their initial.
2 jammers on the track for, or 2 blockers on the track for white is a familiar scenario this second half of the game. As Flo and Pawpaw having to hold on defense against Chaos without any assistance from their teammates until they're released from the box. Chaos, though, does take a bit of a stumble as Flo makes contact.
Slugs through on a scoring pass now with some nice footwork on the outside. Chaos gonna call it off. That was a 12-point jam for the Blue Crush Bluebies.
And this brings us to an 8-point game, what was once a 30-point plus differential, and we are now in a really tight matchup. The Bluebies with 98 points. The white hot intensity of 1,000 suns still shining brightly with 106 points.
I want to know who came up with that name and if they knew it was going to be a mouthful for the announcers the entire time.
And if they knew how much we would enjoy saying it on repeat. I'd like to give another shout out to our amazing crew of dedicated officials. They are one of the Eves of Destruction's biggest assets. We have non-skating officials and on-skates officials, and they make it possible for us to all enjoy this sport that we love so much. Please speak to any of our officials or an Eves of Destruction member to find out how you too could be a part of this awesome crew, because we sure need you and appreciate you. Looks like either a fitness challenge or a nap taking place on the jam line. Uke always seems to be leading the trouble down there.
That definitely looks like a fitness challenge for sure. That rolling whistle is the end of our team timeout. And we are going to hit the track once again as soon as the skaters get on their feet. Fun fact, the whistle will blow whether you are ready or not.
At the start of every whistle, there must be a jammer represented by each team, whether they're behind the jam line or in the penalty box. And all blockers must be accounted for. If they're not there, the jam will start without you, and you will be short for that duration. That's Uke on the line for blue and Dragoon for white, fighting against 2 intense tripods in a tight pack.
Uke pushing up to the front of the pack. Turned down by Poison Dart Frog, though. Now up against Shan Go, Poison Dart Flag, and Green Bean. Dragoon pushing up against a full contingent of blue blockers, making some headway. Both teams locked down pretty hard around turn 2.
Pivot Green Bean with some offense for Dragoon, but Dragoon did take a knee to the inside line, having to restart that push forward. 4 blockers containing Dragoon at the front, making it ever more difficult for her to proceed. Uke, in the meantime, has headed to the front of the pack, quick stepping, trying to get that white tripod to leave some room on either line, but that's Shan Go, Green Bean, and Your Mom making that an incredibly difficult task.
We are 1 minute into this jam with no lead assessed yet. Shan Go going to the penalty box. Both blockers, or both jammers rather, pushing quite hard against these tripods, but tripods locked down, not going anywhere. We are a slow rolling jam. Uke doing some nice side-to-side work, but the white blockers doing some lovely work of rotating around and catching them.
Seems like a moment where we might want to provide some cheers to help our jammers out of those packs. The defense is so difficult. Green Bean holding the front of a tripod, forming with Your Mom and Poison Dart Frog. Uke still fighting. A little bit of help from Jill Pickle, but still nothing in terms of a lead jammer. Pansy Dragoon given a little bit of a nod from Shan Go, and Dragoon making their way upside the inside. No success there, and we are still without a lead jammer at 2 minutes. That's our first full 2-minute hold of the game, and it was both teams. Give a shout out to our incredible blockers.
What a grind. That is exhausting. Allies in Integrated Health. Healthcare that sees you. Visit alliesintegrated.health. White starting off with 1 blocker down. That is Your Mom sitting in the box. That whistle means we are off. We have Hot Flash for our blue team up against Leslie for white. Hot Flash assessed lead with Leslie close behind. Shut down there by Tina F. Flawless. Leslie working on their initial, but hit out and drawn back by Gorge Bush. Leslie with the helmet cover in hand. And we do have a helmet cover pass to NATO is your jammer for white now. Hot Flash making it on their scoring passes. NATO close behind. A little bit of a jammer race here.
Gorgie with some offense for Hot Flash on the inside line means Hot Flash will score some points. Taps the hips to call it off, and we'll see how those points wash out.
A nice hit out on the inside by Tina F. Flawless there as NATO tried to skip the apex.
3-3 on those final passes at the end of jam number 9.
We now have a 4-point game. The white hot intensity of 1,000 suns in white at 109. Blue crush bluebies at 105.
Jam refs this game are faffing about and Rolando Furioso. Their job is to count each opposing skater that the jammers pass. Jammers are awarded a point for every set of hips they pass when they're on a scoring pass. Pawpaw is up the outside line with a...
Thought they heard a penalty for their name, but they did not. Pawpaw out for lead jammer. Chaos now out of the pack.
Pawpaw whistled that lead jammer status.
Oh,
grabs
some nice
the hips
offense.
of a friendly skater, attempts to call it off, but is being issued a track cut penalty just as Chaos takes an inside line and puts 4 points on the board for Blue. Blue now benefiting from Chaos on a power jam. Gravity assist setting up some offense as Chaos approaches. Nice toe stop work on the outside line for Chaos, who's passed 2 opposing skaters, 3 and 4, and is now posting 4 more points on the board.
Lovely footwork shown by Chaos there with some backward skating as they pass through the pack. Blue sets up for an offensive sweep for Chaos. Ooh, a little bit messy, but we make it through.
Chaos has tons of momentum and is pushing white pack forward, and no pack was issued.
Lovely hit out and draw back by Poison Dart Frog there. Pawpaw now released from the box and hitting the back of the pack. All blockers on the track at this point.
Solid tripod work by Blue at the back of the pack. Pawpaw is giving them some trouble, but they're managing to recycle. Pawpaw, though, finds an exit in the lane just out from the inside and puts 4 points on the board.
Pawpaw did spend some time in the penalty box, so we have no lead jammer. We will go for the full 2 minutes. Both jammers in scoring position now.
Chaos is a bit ahead of the game at this moment with 3 scoring passes completed and on her 4th. Pawpaw is on her 2nd scoring pass, but anything can happen as this jam is called at the 2-minute mark. 2 more points put on the board for Chaos and Blue. That's a 14-point jam for the Blue Crush Bluebies and an 8-point jam as Pawpaw manages to pick up all 4 points on that 2nd scoring pass.
Blue Crush Bluebies now pulling out with a lead change. They are sitting at 119 points. White Hot intensity of 1,000 Suns at 117. This is a close game in the second half.
Just under 12 minutes remaining and heading into Jam 11. We have Gorgie on the line and NATO in white. 2 strong skaters fighting for lead jammer status, which is handed to Gorge Bush. NATO out on the chase rapidly.
This is a jammer race. Both teams setting up. Gorgie gonna call it off though before NATO can catch up and score any points. We will reset and do it again.
Did you?
No.
A big Eves of Destruction thank you to our tireless photographers. Snack Attack at Flash Warning Photography. I know we have a couple more photographers here tonight. We've got Creative Miscellany and Danny Boynton Photography as well. So find us on your social media and you'll get to check out the post-game photos that usually posted within a few days after our bouts. Mortal Wombat on the line in blue and Poison Dart Frog in white jamming for each respective team.
Oh, Mortal Wombat comes on out, pulling out for lead. Poison Dart Frog, 1 to be to the front, Yuki, and they make it out.
The Bluebies finding a lot of momentum in this second half and now eligible to score will likely keep this lead at the end of this jam.
Poison Dart Frog knocked out there to the outside. Oh, but comes back in and some lovely footwork on the inside of the apex there. Skipping on through.
Proving that an announcer should never speak too soon as Poison Dart Frog puts up 4 points for white. Let's have a look at the score. 2 more points on the board for the Bluebies, shown by Rolando Furioso. And we are sitting at a tie game at the end of Jam 12. That's also, as we all love to see, a palindrome. We got 1-2-1, 1-2-1 for each team.
How fun. We have a team timeout, I believe, called for the blue team. This is a perfect opportunity to visit the Eves of Destruction's exclusive food truck vendor, Los Panas Kitchen. Venezuelan food right outside right now. It is absolutely delicious. Oh, the villains are trying to start a wave. There we go.
D. Spencer getting in on the fun. Here come the villains with the wave again. A little bit of a small wave in the corner, but the seats on the track are helping us out with a little more intensity.
Visit the Roller Derby Moms table in the vendor village for souvenirs and to support our junior roller derby travel.
Rolling whistle will bring us back to the track with a few seconds until the next jam starts. Slugs Bunny and Pee Wee Sleighhouse on the line. I believe these are both rookies this season. Welcome to the track, Slugs and Pee Wee. Full blocking lines for both teams, so a nice challenge, but possible some offense for each jammer. Slugs knocked to the inside line as Pee Wee is working the middle of the track. Pee Wee now up the inside line with some help from V-Rex and issued lead jammer status. Slugs Bunny, though, with a quick pass on the inside line and another jammer race. Pee Wee decides to call it off, not risking any opposing points. So we have still a tie score at the end of Jam 13.
I think going into the last few jams of this game, we're going to see a lot of close call-offs as both teams are fighting for that win. Lining up now, we have Hot Flash for your blue team up against NATO.
Poison Dart Frog at the front looking to perform some offense. A little slip.
Beautiful
on the inside
offense
line
there
for
by
NATO.
Poison Dart Frog, letting NATO take lead.
That's Flo, number 5 for white, being called on a forearm and reducing the white blocking contingent to just 3, as Hottie does manage to slip past white on her initial pass.
Knockout by Tina F. Flawless, but Poison Dart Frog stops the drawback, allowing NATO to hop back in and pick up some points.
That's our second lead change of the game, as we see the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns burning brightly again at 125. The Bluebies held to 121.
Lining up here once again, we have number 04, Leslie McGuire, up against number 08. That is Polly Rocket. Official timeout called as we have some helmet covers just like thrown across the track. We're making it work. We have 1 blocker in the box for each team. That means that both teams are going to start with 3 blockers on the track.
Jammers love it when they have no offense off the jam start, I hear. See what Pee-wee and Leslie can do with this situation. Liability forming the brace for white.
Both jammers off to a good start. Tripods forming strong. Leslie pulls out with lead jammer, though, with some footwork on the outside.
Referee Bodito checking the lines and giving the nod that Leslie was in bounds when she made that initial pass. Star now in the hand of Gravy. Successful star pass means we have a new jammer in blue, but Leslie hippity hops on the inside line and picks up 4 points for white before tapping the hips and calling it off. White hot intensity holds on to that lead with another 4 points and a total of 129 at the end of that jam.
In a world filled with mass-produced stuff, connect with what you consume with Driftwood Brewery. Visit their bar and patio nearby on Viewfield Road or on-site here tonight at our beverage garden. All 4 blockers for each team on the track. Jammers are lining up. We've got Chaos up against 444, which is Slugs Bunny. Chaos with a lovely outside glide and picks up lead quickly. Slugs Bunny hit out by Gorge Bush. Chaos coming on in to pick up some points, trying to close that point gap, regain the lead.
Froggy
Lovely
with the hit to the
knockout by
outside.
Poison Dart Frog and a drawback. Chaos here picking up some more points and gonna let it run. Slugs Bunny now in scoring position.
Chaos with super strong awareness as to where her feet are on the track. Jammers have a little bit of tape and rope to be able to sense where that line is and whether or not they are in or out. 4 more points on the board for the Bluebies as Chaos rounds for another scoring pass. Slugs Bunny also working for points.
Slugs Bunny pushing at the back of the pack there. Chaos gonna pull off some more points and then call it off. We'll wait for our jam refs to show us what we got. Looks like 12 points in the air for Blue Crush Bluebies. 7 in the air for the White Hosh intensity of 1,000 suns. We have a 3-point game with white at 136, blue at 133.
You might not have known earlier in the first half of this game that this would be such a close bout, but here we are. We've got NATO on the line in white and Mortal Wombat on the line in blue. That's Mortal Wombat. I'm just being silly, of course, but Wombat is your lead jammer, and blue has an opportunity to change that lead again. NATO hot on their tail, though. Let's see how the points wash out here.
Wombat hits the back of the pack first. Lovely pass without being touched by anybody and calls it off. NATO coming in fast, but I believe they didn't get any points.
4 points on the board for the Bluebies, and we have another lead change. Still a tight game, 1 point difference with the Bluebies at 137 and the 1,000 Suns 136.
You didn't say the whole name, Fanny.
That was the white hot intensity of 1,000 Suns with 136 points.
There we go. Lining up now, we have Hot Flash up against number 23, Green Bean. Green Bean makes it to the front of the pack first, pushing up against full contingent of blue blockers. Gravy Assist doing some lovely defense up there with Gorge, Bush. Hot Flash working on the back of the pack with some really fierce blockers. That's Your Mom, Shango, and Flo.
Seem to be trading off lead jammer statuses at the end of this game, so we really don't know where this is going to go until the very last jam.
Oh, beautiful.
B with a hip hop on the inside line.
Lovely footwork there demonstrated by Green Bean. Hot Flash with the helmet cover passed now to Gravy Assist, who will be your Gravity Assist, rather. Your jammer for the blue team now. Green Bean makes another pass and calls it as gravity hits the back of the pack, knocking Flo down.
All of that effort, but Gravy held to 0 points at the end of that jam. Blue Crush Blue Bees now trailing a little bit at 137, 7 points ahead of them. The white hot intensity of 1,000 Suns, 144 points.
This is still anybody's game at this point.
Straight and narrow at the end of every adventure. The greatest reward is a refreshing beverage with friends, both old and new.
That's our whistle, and we are off once again. Slugs Bunny jamming for the white team, up against number 08, which is Polly Rocket for blue. Slugs up against Tina F. Flawless, a hard blocker to pass for sure. Polly up at the front of the pack, pushing up against a tripod of white blockers. We hear a whistle and some penalties. Going to send number 255, Dragoon, to the box.
Slugs holding the outside line, but is knocked, and V-Rex containing her at the back of the pack. Slugs, though, does find a route on the outside.
Slugs
helmet cover was off, so no lead jammer status issued to Slugs.
Both of our blockers have removed the helmet cover at this point, so it will be a 2-minute jam. There will be no lead jammer.
Go ahead. Slug's momentum slowed down at the back by the blue tripod of doom, but does squeeze through on the inside line, putting 4 points on the board for white. No lead jammer means no call off to prevent points for blue, so we've got Jill Pickle jamming.
Nice hit out there by Poison Dart flogging, an attempted cut call from one of the white blockers, but good track awareness there by our jammers, and they cut in just in time.
Both jammers scoring right now. Pickle working hard against that white defense, but Paw at the back of the pack giving a lot of trouble on the outside line. Leslie McGuire and Poison Dart Frog rounding out that three, with Dragoon assisting at the front, ready to catch any slippery jammers.
Jill Pickle fighting up against 3 blockers at the front of the pack. Slugs making it through on another scoring pass. One to be to the front, they knock them down and skate on through.
I love Slugs' don't care energy. Slugs just sort of sloughs off that defense and carries on like nothing happened. Another 4 points on the board for white.
Some offensive help there for Jill Pickle by Tina F. Flawless, but white blockers reforming really nicely in front of her.
At the end of that jam, we've got a bit of a wider score gap, but with 1:30 left and lots of high point jams throughout this game, it's still anybody's game. 137 for the Blue Bees, 8 more points on the scoreboard for the white hot. Intensity of 1,000 Suns leaves them standing at 152. Time for 1, maybe 2 more jams.
Parkway Physio, reduce pain, improve mobility, and get back to what you love. Back to Derby is what I love. We have Chaos jamming for the blue team up against NATO for white. We've seen this pair up before. Both very fast jammers with fantastic footwork. Chaos gonna pull out with lead. NATO quickly behind. We've got a jammer race for sure. Chaos asking for her teams to run up so that they can call it and take their 4 points.
Quite the payoff for Chaos there, who does the side surf around the outside of that white tripod and picks up 4 points for her team before calling it off and holds the opposing jammer to 0, closing that gap to 15 points and edging blue just a little closer to that win. Let's give one more shout out to our 50-50 sale ongoing at the merch table. That's a cash only sale with a draw to be held at the halftime of the second game. If you want your 50-50 tickets, get in there now.
That's our whistle. Pawpaw jamming for white up against Yuki for blue. Pawpaw pulls lead out very quickly. Yuki with the helmet cover in hand, looking for a potential star pass. Yuki pushing at the front of the pack as Papa hits 3 blockers at the back. Lovely pass by Papa, barely touched by any of those blockers. Yuki makes it out and is now on their scoring pass. Some good track awareness there by Papa, who is hit out but realizes the blocker's going to the box and just cuts right back onto the track.
Clock awareness by Papa and coaching team means a call off before the natural end of the jam. Papa expects to hold the Blues to a low enough score to take the win. Thank you so much for attending this first game. We've got another bout up and coming. The unofficial score reads Bluebies 142 and the white hot intensity of 1,000 Suns. The officials will let you know shortly if that is where the score stands, but I believe it's safe to say that the intensity of 1,000 Suns are your winners for this first matchup of the evening.
White team, could you send a representative to me for your MVPs? Shrub and Papa, come join me. Shrub and Papa. And Mills, where's Mills? Okay, let's start with MVP blocker for the white team. Chosen by your opposition, we have Glory.
No.
MVP blocker for the blue team, chosen by the opposition, Gorgie. MVP jammer for the white team, we have Slugs Bunny. MVP jammer for the blue team, we have Pee-wee. And our team spirit awards for the white team, we have Pansy Dragoon. And team spirit for the blue team, Rocky. All right, we'll get a photo with these guys and you guys have a bunch of prizes to look at. I'll pass this back to the announcers, which will be me and Goose. Stay tuned for our next game, the semi-finals, the Bells of the Brawl and the MARGARITA VILLAINS. I'm looking for Goose. If Goose is in the house, can you please come up to the announcer's booth? If you see Goose, please tell Goose to come up to the announcer's booth.
Welcome, everyone, to the Eves of Destruction Roller Derby. We're here to watch the villains play against the brawlers. Before we get going, we would like to acknowledge the fact that we are currently on the Songheap Padashi and Legungun people's land, as also known as the Esquimalt Songhees First Nation, for allowing us to play the sport we love and host on our events on their traditional territory. We are honored to live on these lands and play and work towards reconciliation, decolonization, and
building relationships in our community. We are guests that recognize the importance of their ongoing relationships with the land and continue to this day. A few local organizations that you can support are Victoria Native Friendship Center, Indigenous Perspective Society, and Raven, respecting Aboriginal values and environmental needs. Thank you so much.
All right, we'd like to welcome the Margarita Villains to the track. We've got number 00, Fanny in the Pack. Number 06, Fat Bottom Hurls. Number 09, Raven. Number 115, Lightning Striker. Number 1166, The Wife of Wrath. Number 213, Punky Bruiser. Number 3, Brawl Patrol. Number 31, Creeper. Number 4, Terminate Her. Number 452, The Frenzy. Number 47, Grim Steeper. Number 53, Dr. Crusher. Number 604, Trish Trash. Number 613, Mill Street Bruisery. Number 76, The Cunning Linguist. Number 818, Brown Sugar Boba. Number 86, Silver Rogue. And on the bench, we've got Slicer, Fury S. Faff, Artemis Prime, and J. Scar Token. Let's hear it for the Margarita Villains.
Up next, we have the Bells of the Brawl. We have 0, Regrettal. 02, Bazooka Langley. 03, Bada Bing Bada Boom. 0504, Celea Solo. We have 127, Skylord. 13, Slam It Janet. 17, Banshee. 180, Nervous Wreckage. 2, Kamikaze K. 23, Green Bean. 27, Honey Cruller. 32, Pussycat. 321, Dita Von Terror. 333, Shirley Temple of Doom. 411, Dynamo Dash. 78, Jerry Can. 89, Lank the Tank. And on the bench, we have Captain Jerry Can, we have Flawless, we have Bruise Clues, Nervous Wreckage, and Dash.
All right, introducing our officials for this game. We've got our head ref, Rolando Furioso. We got Intervener, Bobby Flair, Hunky Dorky, Bodito, Wheels of Justice, Slayer Moon, Hot Flash, and our NSOs, Dispenser, Dutch Roll, Left on Red, Ohm's Lawbringer, Time Bandit, Nailer Down, B-Rex, Spacey Stacy, Gorge Bush, Shango, and Gravity Assist. Thank you so much to our NSOs and our officials.
Now, who's ready to watch some derby? On the track, we have Slam It Janet with lead.
Quick lead for Slam It Janet.
Looking for a panty pass. We got Lingo. Slamma's pushing in the back. Gonna get some points on the board.
Lingo coming in, trying to score some points, but Slamma calls it off. The Ease of Destruction wish to thank all of our outstanding sponsors that fund the gameplay you enjoy. If you want to learn more about tonight, consider sponsoring us too. Contact us at eodsponsorship@gmail.com.
On the line here, we have Honey Cruller for the Bells of the Brawl and Creeper for the Margarita Villains.
Both jammers fighting for that lead. Honey Cruller pushing quite hard at the front of the pack here. Knocked down by the wife of Wrath. Both jammers still stuck. We're coming to quite a standstill here.
This is a great opportunity for us to figure out what the other team's doing for when we play in August.
It is. It is.
Looks like we have a jammer race.
Jammer race. Honey was lead, though, so Honey calls it off to stop Creeper from getting any points.
You know what I've really been enjoying? Hazel's Ice Cream, a
So good.
family dream of ice cream. Visit their bike cart here tonight for local handmade ice cream bars.
I will. All right, lining up here, we've got Fat Bottom Hurls versus Green Bean. 2 full lines on each side, the Bells of the Brawl and the Margarita Villains.
Yeah, so far,
Oh,
no penalties.
big hit by Frenzy. Both jammers fighting and continuing up the inside line.
Hurl's pushing her way at the pack.
Another big drawback by the Frenzy. Will she do it again? I bet she will do it all night long. First penalty of the game goes to Doom if you're playing that game.
We got Green Bean pushing at the front here. Hard fought fight. Looks like we have
Hurls.
Hurls.
Bells of the Brawl trying to complete a panty pass here. Hurls,
Oh.
4 points.
Looks like we have a panty pass to Banshee. Banshee working her way at the front, getting through.
Hurls with 4 more points. And Hurl calls that jam off. 8-0 for the Villains, bringing our score to
8-1.
In a world full of mass-produced stuff, connect with what you consume with Driftwood Brewery. Visit their bar and patio nearby on Viewfield Road or on site here tonight.
I definitely intend to do that.
I love that patio. You can bring dogs.
Oh, it's so good. I love it how it always gets good sunlight.
It's great.
It's just a great vibe. And also the staff there are always so wonderful.
They
Such
are.
sweet.
And they have good bites to eat there too, actually.
Yeah.
Who we got here, Goose?
We got Lank the Tank and the Cunning Linguist.
Or Lingo for short.
We've got Tank pushing up the middle at the front for the Brawlers. We got Lingo at the back.
Oh,
No pack
Tank
call.
spreading that up at the front. And it's Tank for lead. Villains down to only 2 blockers on the track. Oh, Tank hitting that seam.
Got Lingo in the back here, pushing against Bazooka Langley.
Villains have got that tripod back in action, the famous Villains tripod. Oh, baddie boom! A little bit of offense, and there goes Tank.
Getting a run back by Zooks. Tank coming in again. Calling it off, leaving 8-0. Brings us to a lead change. Brawlers at 9 and the Villains, lead change. Brawlers at 12 and the Margarita Villains at 8. This is gonna be a really interesting game.
The Accounting Agency, a trusted partner for your financial future. Visit theaccountingagency.ca.
Wow, I will do that.
So simple.
Yeah, I love when it's self-explanatory. We have Creeper Sutherland for the Villains and Jerry Can for the Brawlers.
Creeper's second jam out. I believe this is Jerry's first jam out for the Brawlers. And there goes Creeper.
We got Jerry looking for the pass.
Creeper coming back around, looking to score some points.
Got Jerry trying to come up through the front.
That taken out by Honey Crueler. Creeper calling that off.
Bringing 12-12. We have Parkway Physio. Reduce pain and improve mobility and get back to what you love. I love Parkway.
Okay, here we got Green Bean back out versus Fat Bottom Hurls. Green Bean, looking for a quick lead, almost was out. Taken out by Fanny in the pack. Hurls finding an opening on that inside line, and that is Hurls for lead. Green Bean now out, looking to catch up to Hurls. Hurls comes in, snags a couple points on that outside line and calls it off. Roller Girl, we love Roller Girl. Western Canada's top roller skate shop since 2003. Put some wheels on your feet.
Speaking of which, I think I need to get new skates. So I'm definitely going to be hitting up Roller Girl.
It's the place to go since 2003.
Since 2003. On the line here we have Trish Trash, and we have Slam It Janet. Looks like we have Trish Trash getting run back by Bazooka Langley, and Slam It getting run back by Kay. Or, sorry, not run back by Kay. Raven, yes. Oh, we got Trish Trash with lead. And looks like Slam It is looking for the pass, but their pivot was in the box.
Ooh.
And we have Trish Trash coming up again against Bada Bing Bada Boom. Getting run back. Trish Trash calling it off. Visit the Eaves of Destruction, exclusive food truck vendor Las Panas Kitchen. Venezuelan food right outside right now. Are you hungry?
It is so good.
It is.
Oh my gosh, I had the pulled pork one.
Oh my God, I love it. I love Venezuelan food. I will keep coming back for more every single time.
All right, Honey up versus Creeper. Both have full lines. Oh, what are we doing here? Let's go. All right, Honey. Honey with a big hit to the chest on WoW. Oh, Honey just slamming into the chests. But these Villains blockers are really great at taking hits. Oh, Honey with lead on the inside line. Creeper quickly taking off the star, looking to pass to her pivot. And successful pass to the wife of Wrath, with Honey coming out right behind. Honey just scored 4 points. And Honey's going to call that jam off, stopping the wife of Wrath from scoring any points. Get your 50-50 tickets. The draw will be during the halftime of this game. So you could leave richer than you arrived. Did you know that?
If I could, I would. If I could, I would.
Yeah, we would.
Make some money.
We're not allowed.
On the line here, we have Fat Bottom Hurls versus Green Bean for the Bells of the Brawl. We got Hurls pushing up in the front. And Green Bean pushing through the back. Hurls getting caught on the inside line there.
Both jammers got caught on the inside line at the exact same time there.
Oh, and Green Bean coming out with the lead. Looks like we have Hurls with the hat off, looking for the pass. Calling for her pivot. We got Green Bean fighting in the front. Gonna score some points on this pass. Hurls still in the pack with the hat off, looking.
Hurls unfortunately didn't see that run back by Doom and therefore got a
Cut track penalty. And we have Green Bean in the front with a lead with the power jam. Successfully scoring 4 points on that jam.
It's the power jam.
Bells of the Brawl coming in with some offense here. Oh. Green Bean getting hit out on the outside line. Coming back looking for offense. Getting offense from Pushy Cat. Green Bean pushing hard. Pushy pushing from the outside. Oh, Green Bean getting pulled back again. Green Bean calling it off, leaving Hurls in the box, which means that we'll be starting the next jam with a power jam, but only just for a couple of seconds because Hurls is currently standing. So what are they going to do? Please visit Roller Derby Mom's table in the vendor village for a souvenir and to support our juniors roller derby travels. Currently have 2 junior roller derby players at the World Cup in Australia right now.
Yes, very exciting. All right, looks like we've got Slam It Janet up here, who will be starting on a power start. Again, like Goose said, only a few seconds for this power start before Hurls comes barreling out of that box.
Hurling through, if you will.
Here she comes. She's barreling.
We got Kay at the front trying to give Slamma some
hitting that
offense. And Hurls coming out with the lead.
Hurls had lead, is lead, but got caught up again in that wall and decides to call the jam off. Straight and narrow. At the end of every adventure, the greatest reward is a refreshing beverage with friends, both old and new.
Yum. On the line, we have Jerry Can and the Cunning Linguist. Looks like the pack is setting up far at the front. And the villains are sucking back to the back line. Jerry jostling the villains back and forth here. Lingo pushing hard at the front. Jerry getting sucked back and pulled back. Lingo pushing at the front. Looks like we have Jerry as our lead jammer with Lingo not far behind. Oh, Lingo is the lead jammer.
It can get confusing there when they both come out at the same time.
Yeah. And our amazing crew of dedicated officials is one of the Eves biggest assets. From non-skating officials to on-skating officials, they make it possible for all of us to enjoy the sport we love so much. Speak to any of our officials or EOD members to find out how you too could be a part of our awesome crew.
We love our officials. All right. We've got Banshee out to jam versus Creeper. Banshee's first time jamming tonight for the Brawlers. Banshee did some pivoting, but first time starting as a jammer tonight.
Looks like we have some jammer-on-jammer defense happening here.
Banshee doing a lot of defense before heading off to try and hit that villain's wall.
I gotta say, one of my favorite things is the strategy with the jammer-on-jammer defense. It is a thrill to watch. It's strategic, and it is hard to figure out when you're in those moments.
We got Creeper with lead. Banshee's still working on her initial pass. Just makes it past Dr. Crusher there. Banshee now completed her initial. Creeper with 4 points. Creeper calls it off. Parkway Physio. Boy, do we love Parkway Physio. Reduce pain, improve mobility, and get back to what you love.
I should go to them about my neck
I think
and my back.
They're over there to service you.
On the line, we have a Trish Trash for the Villains, and we have Lank the Tank for the Brawlers. We have Lank doing some defense here, pushing Trish out, and Lank coming up through the front, getting hit out by Wow. Trish Trash coming out with the lead, getting hit by Zooks, but plowing through. We have Tank still in the pack, pushing through. A hard-fought fight against Wow and the Frenzy. Trish coming through with another 4 points. Tank still not through the pack yet. That is a hard wall to beat. We have Frenzy, Mill Street Brewery, Wife of Raft.
There's Tank with the initial.
And Trish Trash calling it off.
50/50 tickets are available at the merch table and only at the merch table.
It is cash only, but a great opportunity to make some cash. Spend some cash, make some cash. What do you know? That's how 50/50 works.
Starting off this jam, we've got Bazooka Langley in the box for the Brawlers, and Honey Kruller and Lingo out to jam.
We got Honey plowing through the
Honey
front.
with a quick lead there. Pushing through the front. Villains are looking for a panty pass.
Successful
Pushing.
pass to Fanny.
And that's Honey getting her 4 points and calling it off. Seems to be the theme of the night. 4-point jams mostly. We're getting quick leads after the initial lead, and 4 points slowly climbing those scores.
And that's what makes the game so strategic, is knowing when to call it off. You know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Wise words. Salt Truck Pies are here. Don't be shy. Say hello to Pie. Grab one from their Bay Street location or in our vendor here tonight.
We have Creeper trying to pull back Slamma. Creeper pushing hard at the front here. And Slamma pushing hard at the back. Looks like we have Doom going to the box.
Creeper did pick up lead, though. Banshee
And-
not far behind, receiving that panty pass. Another 4-0 jam.
Wow. Bringing us to 32 to 31.
Did you go get that Hazel's ice cream we were talking about?
Yeah, I did, and I love it. I love that they have like an orange creamsicle one. Oh my God, it reminds me of my childhood.
I like the bubblegum one.
On the line, we have Lank the Tank for the Bells of the Brawl and Hurls for the Villains. Lank the Tank coming out with lead. Hurls in the back, getting sucked back by Jerry Can. Tank coming in for their second pass. Hurls still stuck, pushing hard. That is a hard wall. We have Kay and Jerry Can blocking Hurls, and Trash coming in for offense.
Doom came out of the box just at the perfect time to plug that hole there. Hurls almost out, but Doom just, nope.
Yeah, shutting it down. We have Tank pushing hard at the front, pushing, one to beat, and through with 4 points. Hurls with the hat off, looking for the pass. Getting sucked back by Kay.
Villains, unfortunately, down to 2 blockers with 2 in the box currently, making it a little bit easier for Tank to get by.
Smart call off for the Bells of the Brawl there, leaving the Villains with just 2 on the track to start out. We have Straight and Narrow. At the end of every adventure, there's the greatest reward, a refreshing beverage. Grab one with friends, old and new. I'll be grabbing one right after this game.
Looks like we got Fanny in the pack out on the jam line. I believe this is Fanny's first time starting as the jammer versus Honey Cruller for the Brawlers. Villains, only 2 blockers on the track. So it looks like Fanny was trying to do a little bit of defense there. Honey up against the Villains 2 wall now, trying to move it forwards. We got Dr. Crusher and, there she goes. There's Honey. Fanny in the pack still stuck behind that Brawler's wall. Oops, little collision there. All good, all good. Honey just motoring, plowing through. That's 4 points for Honey.
We got Fanny passing it to Dr. Crusher.
Honey coming back in.
Crusher pushing against. And getting a cut track penalty on that inside line. Leaving
this makes it a power jam for the Brawlers. Let's see what the blockers can do for Honey. Honey's asking them to go.
Got Regretto coming in for offense. Pushing one to beat
Terminate her. A hit so hard, the jam gets called off. Don't you love that?
Yeah, I do.
Roller Girl, Western Canada's top roller skate shop since 2003. Get some wheels on your feet.
And move to the beat. Or move to the jam.
We're currently sitting at 32 for the Margarita Villains to 54 for the Bells of the Brawl. That last jam was an 11-point jam, bringing that score quite up a little bit there. So it looks like the Villains are taking a little time out, a little breather here, reassess.
This is the time that we'll be having both teams starting with full lines. So it's always interesting to see what different teams are going to do in regards to their offense when there is a power jam and a full line. So
yes, we have Dr. Crusher sitting in the box. When the jammer is sitting, we know that they have at least
30 seconds. At least
10.
10.
At least 10
at least
seconds.
10. Yeah. Because the penalty is always 30 seconds long, and then they come standing at 10 seconds.
So Green Bean out for the power jam for the Brawlers.
It's last call at the beer garden. Well, the last call for beer garden will be at halftime. So if you want a beer, better go check it out. You got 7 minutes. We got Green Bean fighting her way through the top of the pack, looking for offense from Banshee.
Villains just doing great with that power kill. They had a full line of offense coming at them, but they're still holding Green Bean. Solid line choice for the power kill from the Villains.
Yeah, they're really locking it down. Kay's coming in for offense.
Oh, and unfortunately, Dr. Crusher going back to the box.
For a full
This
30
gives
seconds.
the Brawlers another 30-second power jam.
But Green Bean's still pushing her way at the pack. We got the Frenzy at last to beat. Oh, getting hit out and getting lead.
That took a full minute to get that lead, but well done, Green Bean.
And Dr. Crusher getting released from the box. Green Bean pushing, calling it off. That was a hard-fought fight for the Brawlers. The Villains had such a strong wall in that one.
Reminder to get your 50-50 tickets at the merch table. You could leave richer than you arrived.
And you can also grab some merch.
Yeah, why don't you just do that while you're there?
Yeah. Looks like we have the Cunning Linguist on the line for the Margarita Villains and Slam It Janet on the line for the Bells of the Brawl.
Brawlers are losing Jerry Can to the box right now.
Lingo pushing at the front, getting lead. Slam It Janet not far behind. Getting caught up on Terminator.
Another epic drawback by Terminator in that same spot.
Yeah, that's Term's lucky spot, I think.
Term's sweet spot.
Hey! And we got the little Lingo getting sent to the box.
Power jam for the Brawlers.
It's hard to have a power jam like this when there's only 2 of your players on the track. It's hard to get offense, but they're being successful. Looks like we have the Brawlers slipping through, making it look easy.
Slam It Janet coming in for another round on her power jam.
We got Lang the Tank going back to the box for a cut track penalty. Slamma pushing hard. Staying in lanes 2 and 3.
Lingo returning to the track. Stuck behind that Brawlers tripod. We got Batty Bing, Batty Boom. We got Doom and Jerry Can.
We got Slamma going to the box for a cut track penalty.
So the power jam flips. Now we've got Lingo.
Lingo was faking that panty pass.
Lingo coming around, looking to score some points in the last seconds of this jam.
Looks like the Villains have Doom in the back.
I believe Lingo did pick up 1 point on that.
Yeah. Check out the accounting agency, a trusted partner for your financial future. Visit accountingagency.ca. That's accountingagency.ca. You know who you are. I'm talking to myself. I need that. And it looks like we're going to be starting with a power jam for a Creeper.
Slamma standing in the box. So meaning Slamma has less than 10 seconds before she is released.
Yeah. It looks like we'll be starting with 2 full lines for both teams.
Villains playing it smart and keeping their tripod just waiting there.
And
for
Creeper
Slamma. Creeper gets out with minimal offense, but maximum impact from Trish Trash.
Taking out the trash, if you will.
Slemma taking off the star. Looking around for her pivot, Honey Kruller.
Honey's coming back looking for her jammer. Trying to do a little sneaky pass. Oh, oh. Oh, and they're through. And Creeper's through too. Calling it off.
A nice jam for Creeper. I believe that was an 8-0 jam.
Gotta love when your pivot is exactly where you need them to be. That was beautiful, a beautiful panty pass.
Allies Integrated Health. Healthcare that sees you. Visit alliesintegrated.health.
I love having all of these different health organizations that really like support our league. Like we have Allies, we have Parkway, and I feel like it really helps. Heart and Hands, like all these great organizations that really kind of like help keep us together as people.
Totally. Feel so cared for.
Yeah. It's so lovely to have such a wonderful community of folks that all get together to play this sport, to come out and watch this sport. The appreciation is bottomless.
Black team has requested an illegal procedure penalty on the blue jammer in the previous jam for leaving the penalty box early. Blue jammer from the previous jam did completely leave the penalty box without being directed by the NSOs to do so, so has been asked to return to the penalty box for an additional penalty. Black team retains their official review.
That makes this a full 30-second power jam for Hurls here and the Margarita Villains. The Bells of the Brawl are going to have to fight off constant offense for 30 seconds in this beginning of this jam. All right, here comes Hurls. Taking out one of their own blockers, but making it through. Gets lead. Still a lot of time left in this power jam to score some points. Hurls asking their blockers to go. Sweeping the inside, and Hurls skates right through. There's 4 points already. Hurls picking up some speed, trying to take advantage of this power jam as much as she can. Asking her jammers to go, go, go again. As Slam It Janet returns to the track. Hurls picks up another 4 points, but got caught back up in that wall. The Villains are holding back Slam It Janet, trying to keep her from getting her initial and able to score points so Hurls can continue racking them up. There's Hurls out on the second pass now. Coming through again as Slam It Janet gets out for her initial pass. Here comes Hurls in, attempting a straightaway jump, but blocked by Dita. Calls the jam off. That's an 8-0 jam for the Margarita Villains, bringing our score closer again. A big, big thank you to our tireless photographers, Snack Attack at Flash Warning Photography. We look forward to revisiting tonight's greatest hits for your work. We also have Creative Miscellany here taking some shots, and Danny Boynton. Such a treat. We love looking through the photos after, don't we?
Yeah, I love reliving the moments on the track through the photography that is taken.
It's the best. Especially, don't forget to get photos of blockers as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
They know. They're actually quite good at it.
Yeah, incredibly good at it.
We say that because the jammers are often the stars of the photos because they're alone in their element there, and they're the center of the photo. And
It's true. It's true. Jammers do get a lot of airtime, if you will, and I think that that's what people think of a lot of times when they think of the roller derby feat. It's like they think of the jammer that's getting through, but it's like it is the blockers that stop them. Oh, looks like we have an official review.
Blue team has requested a forearm penalty on the black jammer in the previous jam.
I do so much yammer. I'm a yammer.
it's just about a minute until halftime here. Did we say that the beer garden was closing at halftime?
Yeah, so if you want to get any tickets for the beer garden, go now. And we have an official review.
No officials had eyes to support a forearms penalty, so the no call stands. Blue team loses their official review for the first half of the game.
This could be the last jam before halftime here. That tight score. What's it going to look like at halftime? The teams are going to go into their benches and deliberate, try and come up with a plan.
Definitely. Looks like we have Trish Trash coming out with lead. And we have Length of Tank in the back with the hat off. Trying to squeak through. We have Trish Trash coming in on the inside line there, sneaking through. Squeaky 4 points.
Squeaking and spinning.
Yeah. We got Length and Tank coming up, getting through, getting past the villains. Trish Trash coming in for another 4 points, calling it off.
So we are going to have one more jam before the half, it looks like.
And another lead change, 61 to 58. This game is intense.
You want something to eat at halftime? Maybe you should go check out our exclusive fruit truck vendor, Las Panas Kitchen, Venezuelan food, right outside.
Yum, yum.
And that does bring us to halftime. The clock ran out. So why don't you go grab a bevy, maybe go visit that food truck.
Food truck,
check
salt
out our
truck
merch.
pies.
Yeah, still a few pies left, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, folks, we're going to do the 50-50 draw. Get your tickets ready because we're going to draw one out of the bucket here. Goose, would you like to do the honors?
Ooh, I love pulling names from a hat and rabbits. We have 242-6736. That's 242-6736.
Anybody?
Are you in the house?
Oh!
Go to the merch table.
If you go over to the merch,
we'll
go over to the merch table and Vial will give you your winnings.
Yay! Hey, yo, we got 5 minutes to roller derby. So if you want to get a snack, you want to get some merch, you want to get a beverage, you better go do it now. You got to go pee. Go pee. Go on. Bye. Yeah, who's ready to see some roller derby? Oh, come on, we can do better than that. That's better, that's better.
I said yeehaw.
Yeah! We got Lingo on the line for the Villains and Lank the Tank starting for the Brawlers. We got Kay coming in for some offense. Oh. And
The noises you make when you're trying to get past Frenzy.
truly, those hips don't lie. And we got Lingo getting hit around by Zooks. Lingo coming through with lead. Tank not far behind. Oh, Lingo calling it off. Getting past 2 hips, collecting 2 points from Lingo. Oh, and visit Roller Derby Mom's Table in the Vendor Village for some souvenirs and to support our juniors roller derby travel team. I had one of those cookies earlier. They were great. Or sorry, not cookies. That was at the Rotten Apples table.
Up next, we've got Honey versus Creeper. Villains down 1 blocker. Ooh, Honey with a hit off the line. But it's Creeper for lead on that outside line. Nice footwork. Honey looking for her initial pass, stuck behind the Wife of Wrath, chest to chest. And wow, attempting a drawback there. Creeper with 4 points. We're going to recommend Driftwood Brewery again, yet again. Not only can you bring your dog, there's often a lot of other cute dogs already there.
Yeah,
waiting for you.
sometimes I don't even go there for the beer. I just go there for the dogs.
Right?
And the snacks. Looks like we have Fat Bottom Hurls coming up, hitting the pack for the Villains, and we have Green Bean in the back of the pack here for the Brawlers, pushing hard through the pack. Oh, and we got Hurls at the front, 2 to beat, 3 to beat. Oh, getting hit out by, who was that?
We got a lot going on in this jam. It's all over the place.
Oh my gosh, there's so much happening right now. What a drawback happened by Slaya Solo. Hurls does have lead. And we have Green Bean coming around through the pack, finally through. Hurls calling it off. Why don't you, after watching that stressful game, let's get some straight and narrow. At the end of every adventure, there's another adventure, and then another adventure. Check out Straight and Narrow. It's delicious.
At the end of most jams, there's another jam. Just like right now, there's going to be another one.
Right after this official review. I wonder what they're gabbing about. I wonder if they're talking about how delicious Salt Chuck Pies is. I bet you that's what they're saying.
They're saying, can we just get together here and have a moment? Let's stop the whole game and go have a pie.
Yeah. Maybe they're talking about what they're going to do after the game. Maybe they're going to go to the after party?
Where's the after party?
I think it's at Swans.
Swans.
Fly like a bird to Swans.
Fly like a bird, right on down to Swans. Join us. Everybody's welcome.
Grab a beer, grab a drink, grab...
Looks like we got Rolando here going to come on the mic and let us know what's up.
Yay!
Black team has requested a blocking out of bounds penalty on the blue jammer in the previous jam.
Ooh, blocking out of bounds.
What that means is that they're saying, the black team is saying that the opposing jammer, the blue jammer, had a foot out of bounds while they were still trying to push and forwards, and you can't do that when your foot is out of bounds. You have to be in bounds to make contact with other players.
Yep. Better do things legally.
You better, or else our officials will get you. Here comes Rolando.
Officials did not have enough information to support a blocking out of play call. Black team loses their official review.
Wah, wah.
All right, coming up here, we got Trish Trash versus Jerry Can. Margarita Villains with only 2 blockers on the track, still able to hit out and drag back Jerry Can. Trish Trash fighting with all their might, the 4-wall of the Brawlers. But it looks like it is Jerry Can for lead. Trish Trash taking off that star, looking for Fanny in the pack for a pass. Trish Trash still has the star in their hand. That pass did not happen. Jerry fighting at the front, looking for 4 points, gains those 4 points, but at the same time, Trish Trash gets their initial pass. Jerry calling it off. That is a 4-0 jam for the Brawlers, bringing our score 67-62 for the Margarita Villains.
On the line, we have Creeper and Honey. Creeper for the Villains and Honey for the Brawlers. Looks like we have both teams starting it with all the blockers on the track. We got Honey coming up through the front, getting hit out by WoW with Creeper for lead. Honey with the star off, looking for that pass. Sneaking up through the inside line. Creeper not far behind, squeaking through without touching anybody. Looks like there was a successful star pass to Pussycat. Pussycat getting hit out, run back by the Terminator. Pushy pushing. Pushy be pushing.
It's her namesake. She's living up to it.
We got Creeper coming in, squeaking by on that inside line.
Creeper racking up some points for the Villains here on this jam.
Pushy getting hit out by the Wife of Wrath. Creeper coming in again.
Creeper with 12 points already on this jam. Brawlers still held at the back of the pack, have not completed their initial pass.
Yeah, Honey coming in for some offense for Pussycat. Pushy pushing up against WoW. Caught on Dr. Crusher, getting sucked back by WoW. Creeper through again.
This might be the highest scoring jam of the game so far. Creeper calling it off.
That's a full 16-0 jam. Leaving the Margarita Villains at 83 and the Bells of the Brawl at 62. It's a 20-point discrepancy.
That was a pretty high scoring jam for the Villains there. We're starting off with the Brawlers with a full line of 4. Villains down to 3. We've got Terminate Her in the box. We've got Banshee out for Jammer and Hurls. Starting things off slow here, being cautious. Both Jammers off. Oh, and there goes Banshee. Saw that room on the outside line there and took it. Hurls not far behind though. Banshee's gonna hit this wall. Hurls coming up from behind. Oh, and Trish Trash headed to the box. Banshee decided not to call off that jam, even though Hurls did gain 4 points as well. So we're in the same situation here. Banshee's going to hit first. Hurls is coming up hot behind. Banshee with her hips past a couple blockers. And Banshee calls it off, but it looks like Hurls did gain at least 1 point there. Hurls gained 2 points.
That was an intense jam to watch. Sounds like a great time to get an ice cream.
I think the ice cream is gone, Goose.
No!
I know.
Well, you can always catch them somewhere else.
Yeah, or go to their store. Stock up your freezer.
So true. On the line, we have Fanny in the pack for the Margarita Villains, and we have Lank the Tank for the Bells of the Brawl. Lank the Tank with only 2 to beat. In the front here, Wipe of Wrath and Raven. Tank pushing ahead, getting a lead. Fanny in the pack with the star off, getting run back by Bazooka Langley.
Jerry going to the box for a directional penalty.
Fanny getting hit out again by Bazooka Langley.
And Tank calls that jam off. Allies Integrated Health. Healthcare that sees you. Visit alliesintegrated.health.
Yeah.
We're going to have an official timeout here. Let's listen to some tunes.
Yeah. Let's boogie.
Here we go. Doom's dancing. Dita was dancing.
You know what? Let's
The
do
brawlers
a
like to
dance-off.
dance. The
Yeah.
brawlers love to dance.
Love a dance-off.
We got Flawless in the middle talking to the refs.
Not
Flawless
dancing.
plays for the Daisy Pushers, but has lent her skills tonight, coaching for the Brawlers tonight. Okay, up next, we've got Lingo versus Honey Crueler. Brawlers are down to 3 blockers. Jerry Can still in the box. Villains with a full line. Nice little offense from Frenzy. Gets lead for Lingo. Quick lead. Honey getting back up off the ground. Working against this Villain's tripod at the front. Pushing all her might. Was she successful? Yep, there's Honey with her initial pass. Lingo's already got 4 points. Lingo hot on Honey's tail, decides to call the jam off. That's 4-0 for the Villains, bringing the score to 93-72.
One of the things that I like to do to prepare myself for the season is I like to run. Why don't you ever check out Queer Run Club? I have a couple of my friends over there from Queer Run Club.
Hi, Queer Run Club.
Hi, Queer Run Club.
Thanks for coming. Did you guys run here?
Yeah,
You
they
did?
do. Yeah, they ran here. Over on the track here, we have Green Bean for the Bells of the Brawl and Creeper for the Margarita Villains. They're moving pretty fast. I wonder if they're a part of Queer Run Club. We got Creeper out with lead, and Green Bean pushing at the front. No pack call, Green Bean released. Calling it off promptly. Looks like Slaya is going to the box for a cut track penalty. It's very rare that we get blocker cut track penalties.
So we've got 2 brawlers in the box. That leaves only 2 on the track for blocking here. These 2 are going to have to hold Trish Trash on their own, while Banshee goes up against a full 4-wall of Villains. Trash trying to get past Tank at the front here. Successfully does. That's Trash for lead. Banshee trying to get around some of these villains here. Going up against the Frenzy. Oh, a big hit by the Frenzy takes Banshee down. Still working on her initial. Here comes Trish Trash in against this 2-wall. Looking for some points. Passes 2, but gets the points of the other 2 in the box as well. That's 4 points for Trish Trash. Brawler's about to gain a full blocking line here for Trish Trash's next pass. Banshee still fighting at the front here against Fanny in the pack. And there is Banshee free. Trish Trash following just behind. And Trish Trash is going to call that jam off. That was an 8-0 jam for the Villains, breaking into that century mark, 101 to 72.
Looks like we'll be having the Wife of Wrath on the jam line. This is the first time that we've seen the Wife of Wrath out as a jammer.
What a treat.
And we have Jerry Can for the Bells of the Brawl.
Seeing some excitement that WoW is out there. She's focused. Oh, there she goes, hitting that seam.
Looks like Wife of Wrath is out with lead. Jerry Can not far behind, getting hit out by the Dr. Crusher. Getting sucked back by by Term.
Brawlers with the star off. Jerry trying to get through. Jerry is now free for her initial.
I love it when a pack gets spread out like this. As a jammer, it can be your bread and butter.
Looks like WoW was really hoping for 2 points on that, but wasn't quite successful enough. That is a 4-0 jam.
Looks like we'll be starting with Creepers and with...
This is what I suspected. The Brawlers didn't send anyone out, so I thought, you know what? I think they're going to call a timeout.
Yeah.
And they did.
Good call. Looking for something to do? Why not do some accounting with the accounting agency? You can check them out at accountingagency.ca.
I'm looking for someone else to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to manage my own finances.
No, I've never done that in my entire life.
I'm really bad at it.
Me too.
Accounting, bookkeeping, taxes, CFO services? What the heck is that?
That's why we've never run for the treasurer position of our board of directors.
Yeah, I'm bad at math. Bad at math and money.
Bad at math, good at roller derby. All right, coming up next, we got Creeper Sutherland and Honey Kruler lined up on the jam line. Brawlers are down by 1 blocker. Slam at Janet is in the box. Villains have a full line. Another little sneaky, slow start here. Honey gets it moving with a shoulder hit on the Frenzy. Both jammers not making too many inches forwards on these walls. Honey might be making some progress here, trying to push it forwards. Dita guarding that inside line. But it's the outside line that leaves open for Creeper. And that's Creeper with lead. Honey motoring through. Oh, Creeper. Creeper's going to the box. So this is actually a power jam for Honey Kruler and lead for Honey Kruler. Oh, wow. That was beautiful, Honey. A nice little spinneroo, and Honey freezes Creeper in the box.
Yeah, we'll be calling you Honey Tornado.
Don't get yourself in that sticky honey tornado.
Yeah.
It sounds like a pastry or something. I'll have a honey tornado.
Yum, yum. On the track for Bells of the Brawl, we have Banshee.
Just Banshee.
Just Banshee. Looks like Pushy's going to come in and do some offense here. Yeah, no pack. Pushy coming in again, trying to do some offense. Creeper coming in. Banshee still trying to get through.
The Villains have been quite successful with their power kills tonight, really avoiding that offense. And look, as you see, Creeper gets lead from 30 seconds in the box.
Yeah, they really lock it down this time around. Banshee
big
getting
hit
head
by
out by
Hurls.
Hurls. Hurls, not just jamming, also blocking, doing a touch of everything tonight.
Jack of all trades. A triple threat. All right, moving into the next jam, we've got one brawler blocker in the box. That's Slaya Slolo, leaving just a tripod of blockers for Lingo to hit here. Villains have a full line of blockers, 4 blockers for Lank the Tank to try and get by. Here goes the jam. We had the Frenzy trying to give a little bit of offense there. Quick offense, and Frenzy is right back to blocking with her crew. Tank trying to spread this out at the front here. Lingo's still stuck at the back. A wall anchored by Green Bean, who's the pivot. Zooks and Kay are the butts, as we call them. Tank still moving that forwards. Drive, drive, drive. Oh, but hit out by Fanny in the pack and drawn quite far
All the way
back.
back.
Right back to the beginning.
Oh.
Still no lead here. Looks like Lingo has taken the star off and passed to Frenzy. Frenzy almost doing the splits there.
Frenzy going to the box with the panty.
So Frenzy is sitting in the box as the jammer.
Tank
And
getting
there
through.
we go. That is lead for Tank. Just under a minute left in this jam. Tank's got a 30-second power jam coming here. Kay coming in for some offense, trying to get Tank through for some points. There's 4 points for Tank. Villains jammer getting ready to come out of the box. Brawler's going to give one last little bit of offense here. Another 4 points for Tank. And here's Frenzy, who was once the pivot but is now the jammer. Coming through. Frenzy is now able to score some points and is looking for some encouragement from the fans. There's Tank with another scoring pass. And Tank's coach, Flawless, asking her to call it off, leaving the Villains at 0 and the Bells of the Brawl at 12. Bringing that score a little bit tighter now.
Yeah, the score is now 109 to 92. Tank got 16 points on that jam.
16 points, it's a tie for another highest scoring jam. Lank
Yeah.
the Tank.
Looks like we're looking for an official review. I wonder what they're reviewing.
I believe it's actually an official timeout.
Oh.
So they're talking about stuff. They're doing their official things.
Yeah.
It's hush hush.
You know what I did notice, though? I was like, man, it's crazy watching the photographers in the center of the track just doing their thing, taking photos of everything. And as they were taking the photos, I was thinking, man, I can't wait to see that later.
See these 2 green boxes. That's where the photographers are allowed to stand to get their photos from the inside. This is for their safety primarily, right?
Yeah.
Who knows what could happen if they stood anywhere else.
Yeah, could get smoked by a ref or a player.
All right, we're getting back into the action.
Woohoo! Looks like on the line we have Jerry Can for the Bells of the Brawl and Trish Trash for the Villains. I think this is the first time I've seen. No, I haven't. I've seen Trash play as a jammer before.
Oh, yeah.
Trish Trash pushing hard at the front, getting hit by Dita. Pat getting
Dita.
spread out here. Trish Trash coming out with a lead. We have a jammer rage happening right now. Oh,
Jammer
Little-
on jammer.
Some sneaky little hits.
A good little cute reminder that we are all friends outside of this game. And this is so fun for us, yet so competitive. Because whoever wins this game takes on the Daisy Pushers,
Us.
me and Goose's team, at the season finale in August. So high stakes here.
High stakes.
We got Slamma here going against Creeper. Another slow start. Another little sneaky slow start. But here comes the action. Here we go. Things are moving. Both jammers looking to get that lead for that power of when to call off the jam. Creeper taking it on the outside line, but makes it through. That's Creeper for lead. A big hit on Slam It Janet by Dr. Crusher. Best friends in real life, but don't take it easy each other on the track. Creeper looking to score some points here. This is Creeper's time to score some points. Slam It Janet has not yet completed her initial pass, meaning she is not able to score any points yet.
Getting drawn back by Frenzy.
Oh, that's a cut penalty for Creeper, sending her to the box, taking away her lead, and giving a 30-second power jam to Slam It Janet here, who's looking to her teammates for a little bit of help getting out here.
Getting hit out again. Pushy coming in for some offense. Slamma with the hat off.
Oh, big hit by the Frenzy and a drawback. Classic Frenzy move. She's just incredible at those drawbacks. As you can see, she's got her going all the way back. Slamma's not falling for the bait here. She's taking a little breather. She's assessing the situation. Creeper's coming back onto the track here now. Taken out by Frenzy again. And there's Creeper for some points. And the jam comes to an end. That was 2 minutes.
Our amazing crew of dedicated officials is one of the EVE's biggest assets, from our non-skating officials to our on-skating officials. They make it possible for all of us to enjoy the sport we love so much. Speak to any of the officials or EOD members to find out how you too could be a part of this awesome crew. On the line here, we have Green Bean and Hurls. Green Bean in the back for the Bells of the BRAWL, and Hurls in the front for the Margarita Villains. Both pushing, jostling from side to side, trying to get through, looking for a little bit of relief. Hurls pushing against Kay and against Slaya.
30 seconds into the jam, no lead yet. This just shows how strong these walls are. They do not make it easy for these jammers.
Truly exhausting work.
Exhausting work that jamming is.
Yeah. But all of our truly incredible athletes. Bazooka Langley second back. Hurls getting a cut track penalty. Didn't quite see Zooks ahead of them. Looking for a power jam for Green Bean.
Ooh, look what's happening here. The Brawlers are trying to get what's called a goat. They're trying to hold back Raven to span that pack. Villains once again just killing the power kill.
Yeah, truly. And they have 3 on the track right now. Green Bean 1 to beat. Wife of Wrath not giving them any relief, really taking them out on the inside line. Green Bean getting through with lead. Hurls not far behind.
Only a few more seconds left in this jam. Oh, and no points scored by either team. What a hard fight.
Yeah, truly.
Let's do a quick little shout out to anybody watching our stream right now. We can't actually see who's watching, but we know you're there. Shout out. Love ya.
Woohoo! Thanks.
Hey, somebody just said they loved us down there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure I heard it. All right, we got Honey Kruller and Lingo lining up to jam. Honey looking for an opening on that inside line, but taken out by Fanny in the pack. Just about missed that drawback by the Frenzy, but took a quick look and avoided getting that cut penalty. Lingo staying in bounds just on the tippy tops of her toe stops. There's a tongue twister for you. That's Lingo for lead. Oh, and Honey not far behind. We got a little bit of a jammer race here. Lingo decides to play it safe and call that off. Good call. I think everybody's going to need a little visit from Parkway Physio after this.
Oh, absolutely. Just watching it, I think I'm going to need a visit from Parkway Physio.
Exactly. We're so glad they got our backs.
Hey. On the line here, we have Creeper and Banshee. Looks like everyone's starting pretty far ahead at the front of the pack here. Looks like everyone's delighted by this little run-up. Maybe it's just me. I don't know how they feel, but that's how I feel. Creeper pushing through. Getting some relief on the inside line there. Banshee pushing in the against the villains there in the front. Push, push, push. Banshee not far behind. Creeper coming in. Creeper coming in on the outside. Banshee sneaking up. 4 points for everyone.
You get 4 points, and you get 4 points.
And now we have Creeper calling it off, getting those 3 points. Hey. And
going into official timeout, we've only got a few minutes left in this game. Our score is 122 to 92. Don't be fooled. It is still anyone's game.
oh yeah, I have seen. All it takes is a couple good jams.
Yep. A
Takes-
power jam. We've seen 2 16-point jams already.
Yeah.
That can really change the game.
And honestly, all it takes is a couple people getting penalties, and you're cutting through that like butter. So stay on the track, guys. Stay out of the box.
I wish we had the stats and we could tell you if there's anybody who has 0 penalties out there, because that is always a claim to fame. End of the game, I got 0 penalties. I honestly, I don't think that's ever happened to me. Has it happened to you?
I've had maybe 1 or 2 games where there was like no penalties, but it was like it was like they weren't putting me out as much.
Oh, yeah,
game,
you only played 2 jams or something.
Yeah.
Well, you can only get 7 penalties in a game. Once you get your 7th penalty, you have considered to be fouled out.
I've never fouled out.
Me neither.
Knock on wood.
No, I totally have. All right, we got Trish Trash coming up against Length the Tank. Trash dragged back by Zooks. Length the Tank pushing up at the front. Trash trying to juke out Zooks at the back. Zooks is just all over them. Tank with 1 to beat. That's Tank for lead at the front. Just what the Brawlers needed, a lead. Trash coming out for their initial. Tank with a little spinaroo. And that's Tank calling it off. Looks like Tank did pick up 3 points with that little fancy little spin move there.
Yeah, that was beautiful. The connection between ballet and roller derby.
Tank has a fan here tonight, and they have like a giant cardboard army tank cut out.
So cool.
So cool.
Must have taken so long to create.
Arts and crafts. Love it.
On the line, we have Honey Cruller for the Bells of the Brawl, and we have Creeper for the Margarita Villains. Creeper pushing through the back here. Honey with lead.
Nice star pass to the Wife of Wrath there.
Bazooka Langley coming out of the box, giving some hitting the Wife of Wrath.
Nice one-on-one blocking by Zooks there to shut down WoW from getting any points.
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding.
It's
WoW
a
did get a point.
1-1.
All right, moving on. We've got Trash out again versus Banshee. Both teams just giving it their all in this last minute here. One giant scrum here. Both jammers looking for a hole. Looking to get that lead and score some points for their team. Banshee looking at that outside line, but it's Trash who comes through on the inside. Trash for lead. Banshee not too far behind. Trash with about half a track's length here to try and get some points. Trash getting through and calling it off.
Looks like we might just have like one more jam left in us.
We might not get to that unless some team calls a team timeout or an official review, which has happened. So that will pause the clock, and that will give us one more jam at the end of this evening. So both teams are probably discussing what they're going to do for their last jam.
With a score of 126 for the Margarita Villains and 96 for the Bells of the Brawl. Might have to be a 30-point jam to square things up.
It's been done.
It has been done. And I would love to see it. I think it would be really just keep me chomping at the bit.
That would like fulfill me for 365 days, I think.
Yeah, I'd be good for the rest of the year.
Be a full year's worth of Derby fulfillment.
Yeah, I love to be surprised by games.
Looks like there's still a little bit of snackies left over there at the Rotten Apples Junior Roller Derby table.
Their cookies were so good. I've had too many.
I haven't had any yet. I've been too busy.
Well,
Do you hear that? I just said I'm too busy to eat a cookie. That's such a shame. So sad.
set your priorities. Set your
I
priorities.
hope there's one left. Sorry, Rolando.
Blue team has requested a forearm penalty on the black jammer in the previous jam. A forearm penalty on the black jammer in the previous jam.
So a forearm penalty is when you contact another player using the lower half of your arm. So
I don't know what it sounds like. It might be.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're not allowed to do that.
No,
You
not
can't
at all.
do that.
Yeah. And it sounds like it would be so easy, but it's actually not.
It is. It's actually really hard not to use your forearms, especially when it's like really frantic and you want that extra little push. You just
Yeah.
want to push them with your forearm.
Oh, we got Rolando here with the mic.
There was contact with the forearm of the black jammer, but no significant game impact, so the no call will stand, and blue team will not retain their official review.
Alrighty then.
So that means both jammers are out, and we have the Brawlers with a full line of blockers, and the Villains are down by 1. We've got Raven in the lovely pink helmet in the box.
And we have Hurls pushing through the front of the pack. And we have Kay stopping them, hitting them to the ground. We got Tank pushing at the front up against WoW, Frenzy, and Term. That's a hard wall. Hurls calling it off.
Smart move by Hurls. Let's just keep this lead while we have it. We're looking at an unofficial score of 126 to 96, but that means the Margarita Villains will be moving on to the final game of the Calamity Cup in August versus the Daisy Pushers. For the second year in a row, our final game will be Margarita Villains versus Daisy Pushers. Last year, the Pushers took home the cup. Who's it going to be this year?
It's going to be the Pushers. I mean, unbiased opinion. Unbiased opinion.
Come on down to the track and let's get some high fives. Hi, Roadhouse. There's Roadhouse Bruce down there, a former villain,
Wow.
coming to cheer on her old team. Again, come and join us Saturday, August 16th. Not only will you be there for the final game for the Calamity Cup, but the Rotten Apples Junior Derby program will also be playing. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. I've been Bugsy.
And Goose. Thank you.
Stay tuned for the MVPs of this game.
MVP. MVP.
And for MVP, for the Bells of the Brawl, Most Valuable Jammer to Tank. Tank. MVP Blocker is Zooks. And the Spirit Award goes to Slam It Janet. All right. Okay, ready? Yes. Okay, it's a hot mic.
Sounds good. All right, so MVP blocker for the villains, we have Term. MVP jammer is Trash. MVP Spirit is Raven.